This meeting is being recorded.
Hey, it's for the first time. Welcome to Open Minds. If you could spit for us, man.
All your hard work throughout the year and being so organized coming down today to get your gift check and your prizes. Here is a
Not only did it kind of go muted from me hearing from you just then, but there's also a PA
Yeah,
announcement, but that's
I
fine.
hear a PA announcement going on right now.
But that just adds to it.
Yeah,
That just adds
there you
to
go.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Do your
my
thing,
prelude.
brother.
All right, thanks for having me. All right, this is real quick. Very rough draft. All right. Night fouls you up, ties up loose ends meant for longing. I end up stuck in the woods again. Meet out my awestruck goddess in strands of silk. The corset of the world, its wounds worth talking about. Death is beauty, they say. I can't hear you. I've slipped into an alternate terror. A tarantula scurries down the side of a rusted loam in a dust bowl city in Iowa. Perhaps there is nothing more to be done here. Not to be said, but dreamed. Dreamed within the sacred chapels of the heart. They order constantly tapping its head, remember, until one moment when the serenity of an arterial lining reminds him of a friend in high school and a giant blinding white symposium before forms began, and then it's all dark. We all play our part. Scrape out the remains of each failed attempt, haul it close to the light, inspect it for parasites, find one. What's it mean? But it just stares back. I am my parasite. There is no end to the good lines. The good lines berate you, question your innocence, question your relation with time, conspire to nominate you for Renaissance. Hark, hope, hold, hide. Thank you.
Yo, thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Let's go. Opener.
Appreciate
Woo!
that. Yeah. And you're still on the list tentative, right? Because the show officially doesn't start for another 3 minutes. So like that was just a little,
Thank you, man.
little preview for that, And that was kind of cool too with the PA background thing. You had to like.
Did you guys? I didn't know if you could hear the first part at all, but that was a thrill. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
we could.
All right,
I could hear past that, I'm very
All right,
selective hearing, my wife says. I even went, dude, I thought I was going deaf. I went to the hearing doctor and he goes, "No, your hearing's just fine." He goes, "But your ADHD, like you only hear what you have selective hear." So dude, the whole time I'm thinking I'm going deaf and he's just like, "No, like you just don't hear what you don't want to hear." And I'm like,
Sounds
all
like
right.
sounds like adaptive hearing to me, bro.
Yeah, right, like adaptive. I'm like, all right, sounds good to me. I thought I was going deaf, but no, apparently I just don't listen to bullshit. Like,
How to do that? Can you teach me how to do that?
it's gonna take a few sessions, but of course, Skiff, I got you, bro. Right, yeah, we'll start in like 2 more minutes. We'll give it 2 more minutes to go in, and then I think this piece that I'm gonna read tonight. It's a piece that some of y'all may have heard, but it's one of my favorite pieces, and it's a collaborative piece with one of our favorite poets, uh, the Magus himself, Gustav, Sallas. So I think we're gonna start with that, but I'm gonna give it like another 2 more minutes, and then do the whole start the show properly thing. We still recording now, but it's whatever. We got like a year's worth of footage, guys. 2 to 6 hours every week for a year. So I'm trying um to find someone to be able to edit that and pick it up because we just have so much other stuff going on. It's so hard. So like, well, so I set up that account. Did you get all the info and stuff? I'm gonna start uploading videos, and if you can start cutting it, and all we want to do is we're not gonna cut that. All right, we don't want my intro. We don't want the feedback. From the moment the poet starts speaking, whether they're introducing their poem or the preamble or whatever, until the moment the poem's done, just cut that. because then we put that on their playlist, and so when you watch their playlist or whatever, it's just, it's just the poetry. It's not me going, hey, this person,
Dude,
this and that, like, let's just put some
you and
words,
me
like,
can set
so it's
aside like
real easy.
20 minutes to walk through ones of how you do it, and I can share a screen with you. You can show me,
Oh
and then
yeah, I'll train you. I'll
because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
basically like stuck in bed, man, with like the health stuff. So like send that shit my way. I would love to do this. Like I
All
actually
right,
have the time now, and I'm not working, so I'm down.
all
You and me
right,
will figure
bet.
it out either.
Bet I got you, dude. I set up a Google account for the Google storage and stuff. I'll start uploading videos, and then what you do is download them, delete them off the Google Cloud, edit them, and then upload each video there, and then
You and me
or
will.
upload it to the YouTube. We gave you the YouTube thing too. That's right. So, once you download it from the cloud, delete the file because then I can upload the next ones, right? Chop the ones up, and then upload them.
But you
And
and
then
me, will go through this later because all I have on my
yeah.
mind is my feature. I can't learn a single
Yeah.
thing that you're right
Don't
now.
worry about it. Speaking of which, it's 5:15, y'all, so that means it's time for the show. Welcome to Open Minds, Open Mic, the place to be on a Friday night. We have a special delight for you. We got some great news coming out, big announcement coming up here soon. Even bigger than that, though, we got Mattie with a feature. Yo, Mattie is so dope. I'm so excited for tonight's feature. I really am. But to start this all off, I'm gonna take it back. We gonna go back a little while. We gonna take it all the way back to school. Oh, yeah. So let me just do something real quick here. Yeah, let me. So Gustav, if you'd be so kind as to take us to school on this one, man, I'd really appreciate it.
This is Illuminatus Syllabus. Good morning, class clown. Come on in and sit your ass down. Welcome to Illumination Summation, a Robert Anton Wilson examination. Robert Anton Wilson, born January 18th, 1932 to January 11th, 2007, was an American author, futurist, psychologist, and self-described agnostic mystic.
Reality is what you can get away with. They call me over enlightened. I stay morphing water, bending sticks. Been born in God, I ain't frightened. Looking for a way to open their eyes. Let 'em know that light and love is on their side. Reality is ran by our own mentality. It's simple math. Feel it like gravity.
Belief is the death of intelligence. As soon as one believes a doctrine of any sort or assumes certitude, one stops thinking about that aspect of existence. Robert Anton Wilson, Cosmic Trigger, The Final Secret of the Illuminati. Here we find the essence of Wilson's questing mind, seeking, ever searching, but maybe never to find the answer as if there was but one. When you think you've got it, all thinking is done.
You're the one in charge of destiny. Wanna test and see? Go ahead. Don't move your lips. Close your eyes instead. Say this in your head. This reality is mine. This reality is mine. This reality is mine. You hear that shit? Yeah, it's in your brain. You're the only one that can hear it. Does that make you insane? You know, they say hearing voices in your head is bad. Whenever I hear those voices, I feel glad to have a thought manifest in my soul, to use my intent to accomplish my goal.
We look for the secret, the philosopher's stone, the elixir of the wise, supreme enlightenment, God, or whatever. And all the time it is carrying us about. It is the human nervous system itself. Robert Anton Wilson, Cosmic Trigger, Volume 1, Final Secret of the Illuminati. Can you see the implications of this class? A thought to knock you on your ass. What you seek is inside you all along. It's not outside us. It's not even in your bong. The human nervous system is our network to the universe. Now, can you put this in verse?
envisioning all of humanity as one, chilling together, relaxed in the sun. I don't feel hate. I don't see race. We were all born and will die in this place. Human sapiens, let's say it together. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one. When we all unite as one, we can weather any storm. A true family we shall form.
The future is up for grabs. It belongs to any and all who will take the risk and accept the responsibility of consciously creating the future they want. Robert Anton Wilson. Dare to envision utopia right now. Meditate on the way, the truth, and the how. Your homework will be a 3-page paper on the plan to accomplish this cosmic caper.
Whenever you can, simply lend a hand to all your brothers and sisters. We only live once, so please don't miss this chance to show love and forgiveness, hugs and kisses, not bombs and stitches. Take some action. Don't be a witness. Stand up for this reality we can create. Let's break the cycle of violence and hate.
That is time, but I will leave you with this quote. Of all the brilliant things Wilson wrote, this says the most about the human condition. To share it with you, I've made my mission. Every fact of science was once damned. Every invention was considered impossible. Every discovery was a nervous shock to some orthodoxy. Every artistic innovation was denounced as fraud and folly. The entire web of culture and progress, everything on earth that is man-made and not given to us by nature, is the concrete manifestation of someone's refusal to bow to authority. We would own no more, no more, and be no more than the first ape-like hominids if it were not for the rebellious, the recalcitrant, and the intransigent. As Oscar Wilde truly said, disobedience was man's original virtue. Robert Anton fucking Wilson. Class dismissed.
Yeah. Give it up for the Magus, Gustav,
sir.
Sallas.
Yes, sir. Yes, we must stand up against the oppressive powers that be. Most definitely. Yes. That was
All
awesome,
right.
y'all. That was awesome.
Yeah, yay.
I love
Yeah, yay.
You don't sound like somebody who's going to get evicted soon.
Oh shit.
So
All
I
right,
was best
so
friends- I was best friends with Bob Wilson's daughter in second grade.
Really?
what? Dope. Dope.
Yeah, that's the daughter that ended up getting murdered. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was her best friend in second grade. She used to tell me about what went on at Bob Wilson's house when we
Wow.
were in second grade. And I was like, I love my friend. She has such a wild imagination. But like, I think she was telling me stuff that was really happening.
Yeah.
Bob Wilson was Robert Anton Wilson.
Robert Anton Wilson.
Look
Yeah.
him up.
An amazing
Look
person.
him up.
So there's a reason why I chose that to do that collaborative piece to start the show. And it was because me and Magus have some really exciting news for y'all. Gustav, if you'd like to tell the people what's going down, let them know.
I'm very pleased to announce that I am taking over Monday nights, 8 o'clock. Open Minds presents Chaos Magic with your host, the Magus. It will be an open mic, and I'm encouraging people. I'm going to do something a little different. It might not start the first time, but I'm going to ask that people bring one of their original poems and a poem or a piece of music done by somebody else where you cover someone else's poem or piece of music. And we're going to do book reviews. I'm going to review Queen of Swords by Emily Cordes, Black Like That by Ray Jane, Dee Allen's book, unwritten law that I own, some books that I own, and then I'm going to encourage other people to bring books that they love, poetry books to review. So it's going to be a little mix of open mic and some other stuff. And it's Monday nights at 8 p.m. Be there, be square.
Yay, yay.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
So yeah,
awesome.
Open
Yes, sir.
Minds is expanding. You know, Gustav's been here since the beginning. He's brought a lot of people into it. And you
Mhm.
know, with the New
Brought
York
me
closing
into it.
down, there's people that need somewhere to go on Monday night. And
Mhm.
Gustav's like, I'll stand up and take that position. He's like, do you have any tips for me? I said, well, the first tip I'd have is come do it under the Open Minds banner. So it's gonna be the same number to get in. You know, we got the same code every week, no password. Like y'all join in. I'll be posting flyers for it on our IG. You know, we're gonna be doing this. So, you know, I'm gonna sit back. It's cool too because I won't have to host. Gus, I could be a participant.
Is that
I
8?
can sit back.
Is that 8 EST?
Yeah,
Yes,
8
8 Eastern time. 8 Eastern, yes.
We're basically filling in for the New Year because unfortunately you know, things happen and they won't be able to be there. So me and Gustav was like, let's step up and give people to a place to go on Mondays. So yeah. So y'all be posting some more stuff, more information this weekend. We got to go over some more things, kind of finalize how we want the show to go and how everything is going to be, you know, worked out and stuff. So I'll be posting more stuff, but it starts this Monday. So this Monday coming up, you know, we'll have Fridays, Mondays. We're even thinking about maybe even doing it on something on Thursdays too, because they canceled that. So we're thinking about maybe doing workshops and do it kind of like a fincabulary thing where I'm not hosting the workshop every week, but we'll bring different people in to host the workshop.
Right.
every
But New
Thursday
Yo
night.
is not canceled on Thursdays.
Oh,
New Yo is
who
on
told me that?
Thursdays.
So
New
Yo
Yo
is
is
still on there.
on Thursdays at 8 o'clock, not 9 o'clock anymore.
Oh,
And
that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, the sign up for New Yo is now 48 hours, not 24 hours in advance, but 48 hours in advance. So if you want to sign up for New Yo Thursday, you sign up Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
All right. So okay, so then my Jess confused me because she's like, "Oh yeah, now he's saying that they're." I was like, "Well, I thought Elemental was going to Thursdays to do it on Thursdays and stuff." So I was like, "All right." But yeah, so okay, so maybe we won't do workshops on Thursdays then, because New Yo is still kicking on Thursday. So make sure y'all hit up New Yo on Thursday, hosted by my boy Elemental. Yeah, make sure y'all get in there with it. Zach, would you like to read with us, man? Welcome to Open Minds.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, definitely. I'm super down with it.
Cool. We got you on the list, bro. We got you on the list.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and start round one here. Starting us off for the night, we have the beautiful Miss Nona Lea, my little buddy, my little co-host, making sure everyone's posting on who's going next and stuff. Not only are they like a great help here at Open Minds, but they are also now the newest member of Tesoro Fire Spitters. Girls out there getting it. So everybody, real quickly before they perform, I know we usually don't do this until afterwards, but unmute yourselves and give it up for Nona Lea.
Oh no! Yeah!
Oh no! Woohoo! Yeah.
Yay!
Real quick, adding Whisper Poet to the whole thing because, of course, we got to. And there we go. All right, for this first poem. So you remember when you were sick, Thomas, and you missed because I requested it not to be recorded, so you didn't get to watch it back. So, I would like to also not record this, but read it for you, the one that you missed.
All right, let me pause recording real quick.
Unbelievable.
I had to resume the recording for the feedback. Yo,
Unbelievable.
if you weren't
Phenomenally
here at the
amazing.
live show,
Holy
you
shit.
just missed out. You just missed out.
Yeah.
You should have been here.
Yeah. You suckers
It's a
missed it.
place to
Holy
be on a
shit,
Friday
that was
night.
great.
And that's the end of the clip. You just have like 30
Yeah,
seconds.
just yeah. With the
Nona
titles of
Lea.
your poems too, though. So when they do hear you, they
Remember
can
the
see
name.
what we were acting, right? Like,
Yeah.
bet. Hey, thank you
Wow.
so much, Nona Lea,
Wow.
for that
Wow.
piece.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Woo!
I honestly would love to hear you and Frogg Corpse like go at it, like, and
Oh, yeah, I have like talked about the idea of like us probably doing a collab piece. I haven't talked to him yet, but next
I
year that'll
talk
be
to him on
something.
the regular. Yeah, I call him up and we chat for like hours sometimes. So next time I'm talking to him, if you were available, I'll try to reach out to you and we can get into a little group thing and just, going, because I love seeing people collab. Like we started the night with a collab. In fact, me and Cozzy are gonna be working on a collab that we're gonna try to get on for y'all
Yeah.
coming into the
Yeah.
new year or just before the new year too. And we're collabing with other people. We're all here to inspire each other, right? So, I love seeing people link up and collab and all that. And I love my family here. I love all of y'all. I especially love Coral Rites, who is brought here by Kristi Scribbles. So, Coral, we love you. Unmute yourself and bless us with some words. I would appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. As Thomas said, my name is Coral Rites, like a rite of passage, because I write passages to find pathways to rewrite the past ways until we open our third eyes and finally realize we all have divinity inside. That's why my name is Coral Rites. And that's just
Yo,
main
what the fuck? That intro is sick, dude.
I actually wrote that last night, so thanks.
Yeah.
So the piece I'm gonna do tonight is one that I've done before, but it wasn't finished, even though I thought it was finished. Now I think it's finished. It's called The Blasphemy of Light. Killed by the aristocracy, crucified for blasphemy, for claiming his own divinity. Not a sacrifice, but a lighthouse, extinguished unjustly. What does divinity look like? Divinity is energy. Divinity is empathy. Divinity is community. Divinity is unity. Divinity is derived from Deus, to shine brightly. How dare we claim our own divinity and hold our wholeness with holiness? How dare we ignite others passionately and face them with compassion? How dare we have our own spiritual jubilee and undo division that rejects jubilation? How dare we? How dare we dismantle the hierarchy that sees our light as blasphemy? So I have to ask you, what are you gonna do when the prime ministers and the presidents demand you to kill? What are you gonna do when they admit that blood is all they aim to spill? I have to ask you, what are you gonna do instead? What are you going to instead shine your light onto? What are you going to choose to give birth to? Bring into this world of your own free will? I have to ask you, what are you gonna do when the parliaments and the presidents demand us to dim our light? When the seeds we've planted can't grow because the sun can't shine brightly and flowers can't bloom with bombs dropping nightly? Are you gonna stand up and show what your divinity looks like? Show what your light feels like? What seeds can sprout and what flowers can bloom when we all come together and shine bright? What thrives in light will grow. What withers in light will die. Return to the earth, become the land from which they stole. Now nourished, blooming flowers will drop seeds. Seeds will crack and split and burst. Sprouts will break through the darkness of the dirt, develop roots and leaves and strong stems, growing tall, chasing the sun. And life will continue. This is the power of our collective light. So I have to repeat this for you directly. How dare we? How dare we dismantle the hierarchy that sees our light as blasphemy?
Woo! Yeah.
Unmute yourselves and give it up for
Beautiful.
choral rights, because
Yes.
they done wrote the right
Damn,
recited tonight.
That was
Holy shit.
Woo!
That's some
Love that
beautiful
piece.
night.
How
I
dare
know,
we?
I love
How
that.
dare we?
That's straight truth. Thank you so much.
Dude. Thank you so much, Cora. And we miss you. And I know you got a lot of busy and stuff, it's stressful. But whenever you find time for us on a Friday night, I'll really appreciate to see your smile. So we love you. We appreciate you.
It's good to be
Speaking
here.
speaking about love and appreciation, I want to say something about this next poet. Not only are they an amazing poet, but just like the staple in the community that they are. Like me being like a new host, I've been doing this a year. I've been in the community for like a year, whatever. Like we'll get new people coming in, and this next poet's always like, "Oh, such and such is in the house from this place. Welcome." Like they're so on point. I fucking love them. Y'all, all of them. The only thing I could say to introduce this man is, yay, yay.
Yes. Yay, yay. Once again, it's your man, Dee Allen, from Oakland, California, about to do 2 poems, one old, one new, for 5 minutes. First, the new one. This from Poe Magazine Online. This is a poem for Palestine called Oppressor Rolls. Oppressed people take on oppressor roles, take hostages, take out selected buildings, civilians, oppressor's army, their whole Zionist stronghold. News reporters catch bullets. Rockets and rifles, tools taken up for the terrible task, 75 years in the making. IDF would call it total war. Hamas would call it total vengeance. The world calls it unnecessary carnage. I call it the chickens coming home to roost, as Brother Malcolm X himself did. Oppressors deal out hurt to the oppressed as it returns threefold, resulting in dead on both sides. Laying off the rockets, laying down the rifles would be a start for a globe sickened from bloodlet, burials, and death tolls. And that was a new poem called Oppressor Rolls. The IDF is the Israeli Defense Forces, and Hamas is political and military organization governing occupied Palestine, based in Gaza City, Sunni Muslim by faith, established 1987 during the first Intifada, or Stone Uprising, against Israel, also called the Islamic resistance movement. And the last poem is an old poem from South Broadway Ghost Society's website. This is a deeply personal one called Solitude. Solitude. Lack of a lover, lack of children, lack of pets, lack of flatmates, lack of arguments starting out petty, lack of partitioned space, lack of visitors unless they're invited. Just me and my little house, 2-room inner sanctum where I could be just me. A living situation I seem condemned to and somehow prefer. And that last poem was called Solitude. And this poem is from South Broadway Press's anthology from 2022 called Dwell, Poems About Home. From this mic to your ears, I'm Dee Allen. Thanks for listening.
Everybody unmute and give it up for Dee Allen.
Dee,
Yeah.
always bring the fire.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Eloquently
Yeah,
put.
yeah.
Oh, man. I love how you chose it. You're like, that was eloquently put. Like, it really was. Dee is a gift, Mattie. Dee truly is, yo. Like,
I
thank you
didn't
for.
think I could be able to follow choral rights and Miss Nona, but I tried.
Dee, you could follow anyone. You a powerhouse, man. And I'm just glad that I exist on this earth at the same time as you, and that I have found you in the Zoom verse, and that I get to see and hear your voice and see your face, and like, I love you, Dee. You my brother forever, baby.
And Dee is also the gift that you can get yourself for Christmas because he has several books that you can get yourself.
Yeah, and there's a new one coming out. You got your 8th one, right? Post links again. If y'all ain't buying
Yeah.
and reading Dee Allen books, what are you doing with your life? Like,
That book is going to come out on February 21st, 2024. Look out for Crimson Stain on I Publish You.
I want
I
to meet you
publish
in the
you.
real world, Dee Allen. Dee Allen, we need to do some release events for that new book out here in the Bay Area, Dee Allen.
Oh, Dee Allen, that sounds like a challenge. You should show up to the Bay Area with a handful of books to go sign with
I live in the
Debbie.
Bay Area. I live in
Oh, that's
Oakland.
right. You in Oakland. You in the Bay Area. That's right. Oh, I'm gonna be seeing y'all soon too. That's our first time we going BC, Seattle, and then we might stop by my cousins, and then we going to Cali. So they're like, you're like quick on our trip, man. I'll be seeing you before my birthday, bruh. Coming up next, though, we have my spiritual. I wouldn't say he's my spiritual, um, like guide, but like, a spiritual, not even a mentor. I would just say he's someone that I look up to on not only a poetic level, but like a spiritual level. Like I love where this man's mind and heart and soul is. And I even wrote a tribute piece for him recently too, just because I love him so much. That's my right there. That's what it's all about for me. That and that little bit get out every once in a while. Bless, if you could bless us with some words, I really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, my brother. It's muy amable. You're very kind. The first poem is from a Dr. Molly Joseph from Kerala, India. And she generally comes to Prasanna's poetry gathering on Sunday afternoon. It's called All Souls Day. While the dusk was gathering, the twilight hour ending, lit up my country churchyard with reassuring neon lights. Vespers full-throated soaring up. No, the dear departed are not part of the dark. They peeped in through the twinkling stars smiling. Soulful prayers, readings, hymns, piercing the skies, reaching up to the heavens, people pleading, interceding for eternal peace and rest for the dear departed. How many left like the withering leaf without the tree knowing? Elders, young, little ones leaving such a void, irreparable, with aching hearts, tear-soaked cheeks, voices shake and shatter while the hymns repeat, Lord, aren't you listening to our grief-stricken, faltering voices? Here we offer all before you, our paltry lives fringe on the uncertain, wriggling in suffering which falls sometimes as self-inflicted by man's own making. Wars, hushed voice of the hapless, caused by haughty minds with venom and vengeance. Lord, heal the world, enlightening minds, awakening mankind to shows of love, sharing, and peace. Shalom. So that was Dr. Molly Joseph. And now I will read a piece from myself. Scent of an Empress. You, whose lips scribbled 1,000 kisses on my soul, sung 100 ballads in my heart, come. You, a bouquet of 1,000,000 roses, flooding my core with a river of joy, come. You, who made my eyes gaze at the color of words, dance with your diction and command of elocution, come. Your light glows in the hue of moonlight, permeating the shooting stars of heaven. You, an empress steeped with berries in a river of wine, holding dialogue in the palace of Nefertiti to address the grandeur of beauty nonpareil. Come, stand with purpose as the queen that you are par excellence. I see you, cheeks and lips tasting the sublimity of charisma, face aligned in radiance to the synergy of the sun, words sweetly intoxicated by the grapes of Tuscany, script in the resonance of symphonies in each beating pulse. You, who kissed his golden temple at dawn, a light zephyr, a dew, a flake of snow in the morning sunrise, come. You, that sweet aroma of jasmines, this healing solace of the moon, which draws me inwards to your tapestry of splendor, come. I ask why you care. The stars never say to the night, you owe me. Neither does the orchids seek recompense for their allure. The Tao follows its natural order, painting the rainbow with a pageantry of shades. It is enough that you weave the artistry of the artist. It is enough that I immortalize your elegance with a deserving brush and easel blessed. Love, the supreme artist, is ever alert, constantly proclaiming the victory of its name. You carved your lips on the fire in my essence, burning the nafs in the agony of my longing. Your blood-red cheeks and hazel brown eyes tugged fiercely at the dragon in my soul. Lost in my amnesia, I encountered the haziness of dreams, your cute gentleness, churning my core into sugarcane juice. Aye, what a banquet in this garden of delight. Sweet tenderness. In this hallucinatory state, I am your oasis, with the sand as my destiny. But your breath is the sand, my oasis, your perennial nectar. I see you, walking on the lap of moonlight, riding on the crest of tomorrows, pulling at the carousel of the sun. You take me to the wakefulness of another virgin dawn. You're in the beauty of Dunya, in the fire of Jahannam, the light of Jannah, in the pillars of Hades. Your sweet roses adorn the sacred drops of my river of tears, beautify my agonies in the vast emptiness of the abyss. You, my sweetest enchantment, soaked in the majesty of the alchemist supreme. Come, lantern carrier. Thank you.
Yo, everybody, unmute yourself and give it
Oh.
up for Lantern.
Oh my God, so good.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Lord.
So beautiful.
Exquisite.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Yo, this is one of the greatest poets of our time. And I have been blessed to have this man in my life every Friday night to get to see that smile and hear those words. How many poems have you written, do you think? Give me a rough estimate.
I'm about 3,000 at the moment.
3,000. I'm waiting to publish my book 6 months on my birthday. I got 6 months. I want to come up with a good solid like 80 or 90 poems, you know, with an art piece to each. And you're at 3,000. Like, it just flows out of you. And with that said, next Friday, Lantern Carrier will be featuring for us.
Oh
So
yeah,
make sure you
I've
guys are
forgotten that.
here. Yeah, make sure you guys are here next Friday to hear a full feature set from Lantern Carrier. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And thank you so much just for being you. I love
I'm
you.
doing a full set in about 4 hours, so I have to rise early. It's about it's about 1 in the morning. It's not too bad.
Yo, see, that's the thing too. This man lives over in England, London. You in London or
Yes,
whereabouts?
yes.
Yeah, in London. And so like when we start, like I start at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 Eastern, but it's like midnight for him. It's like this young man stays up till like 2 in the morning to read poetry with us and to hear us all. And he's normally like the first person in the room, so the first person reading, and will sit back and listen to all of us and comment type paragraphs. This young man right here loves poetry, and poetry loves him. And I love him, and I'm grateful to have him in my life.
Oh, I'm so gracious. I have to bow in humility like the tree, man. I am a mere instrument. Nimitta matram. That's Sanskrit. Means we are all instruments of the higher, of the Most High.
Correct. And I nod my head to you. Well, to I, Brahmin. My love. All right, coming up next, we've got the host of the Chaos Magic Monday Nights presented by Open Mind, starting for the first time this month. Make sure you guys are tuning in. It's the same Zoom number, 781-227-9234. I will post this weekend on Instagram, send out emails to our email followers. Yeah, Magus, how you feeling about Monday?
I'm pretty goddamn psyched. I got to tell you, I'm pretty excited for it. I hope y'all can make it.
Who's showing up for it? Y'all gonna come through for your boy on Monday? We gotta show him a lot of support. It's his first time getting on. Y'all gonna be there Monday?
Hells yeah. What time is it at again?
Mad support.
8 o'clock.
8
o'clock.
Eastern.
All right. Word.
Yeah, you
Definitely.
Eastern. 8 o'clock Eastern. Basically, we're just filling in for the New York spot because there's gonna be a vacuum, a void in poetry, and I know people are gonna want poetry. And so who better to bring it than Open Minds with Magus hosting it? Like, it's gonna be phenomenal. We hope to see you there. Yeah, Magus, if you could bless us with some word, brother, I'd appreciate it.
I can do that. I have 2 pieces. This one goes out to Jess, to Catalyst, because she says she loves this poem. It's called, Is Your God Love? If your God isn't love, then I don't want your God. If your God hates gays and loves the guns that kills classrooms full of innocent children, then fuck you and your God. Get out of my face with your evangelical nonsense. Jesus wouldn't recognize the mess you have made of his simple message of love, and you would be quick to crucify the returned Christ as a communist. Your hypocrisy makes me sick, and the Jesus you invoke would kick you out of the temple so fast your head would spin like a Linda Blair exorcism. Freedom of religion guarantees my freedom from your religion. I do not seek to impose my agnosticism on you. Don't you dare try to impose your bullshit fantasy world on me. Thanks, but no thanks. I'll pass while I still can. But how much longer will this country remain the land of the free? Or will it devolve into a theocracy ruled by white straight Christians for white straight Christians, the rest of us subservient and forced into silence, or worse, made second-class citizens to serve our masters as they preside over end-time disasters? If this future sounds unpleasant to you, for fuck's sake, vote. Stand for the rights you must hold dear. Make your opposition clear. We are the majority, silent no more. Let's show the world what our freedom is for. And I have one other piece. This is a cover. I am encouraging people to bring covers of poems they love or songs they love to Chaos Magic to do an original piece and a cover. You don't have to. It's very open-minded around there, but we're encouraging it. Indeed, boom. This is called Kingdom of Love by Robin Hitchcock and the Soft Boys. In the spiritual kingdom of love, you're the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, in the spiritual kingdom of love, you've been laying eggs under my skin. Now they're hatching out under my chin. Now there's tiny insects showing through, and all those tiny insects look like you. In the primitive jungle of love, it's funny what you're capable of. Yeah, in the primitive jungle of love, the way you look and all the things you said, if looks could kill, then baby, I'd be dead. Either someone's cloned you and you aren't, or you grow out of me just like a plant. Ain't no way I'm gonna be anything I ought to be. All I want to do is be your creature. Ain't no way I'm gonna be anything I want to be. All I want to do is be your teacher. In the physical kingdom of time, I guess that your dish is full of slime. Well, in the physical kingdom of time, you know, I would ramble all through time and space just to have a purchase at your face. You're the one I love, or so it seems, because you've confiscated all my dreams. Thank you. Cheers.
Yo, unmute and give it up for the Magus, Gustav, Sallas.
So good.
Yes,
Oh my God.
Awesome.
You're on a roll, Magus. Somebody made you angry, man. I hope you can keep this flat or apartment, as whatever you call it.
Yeah, miss over here in the west, but a flat, you know, that works too. And we hope either you get to keep that spot or that you find a better place, you know, something cheaper, something nicer.
Yeah.
We're all gonna put out a lot of positive vibes. You're gonna be
Be in a
hosting every
bread.
Monday now. We need you in a nice, good, comfortable spot so you could bring that energy every Monday, right? So
Indeed. Yeah.
some love, energy, and positive vibes out towards Gustav.
Yeah, and as a host, you can put out an issue that everybody could donate generously if they would like to help you with your situation.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just an issue of his slumlord raising the rent a couple bucks, you know, and if we could all kick in some and keep him where he's at, keep him where he's happy and where he's comfortable, that'd be all right. But you know, hey, if we can manifest a better place for cheaper, I say we do that too. Either way, Gustav, just know that you are loved. The universe loves you. We all love you. Shit's gonna work out. It always
Indeed.
seems to. I'm in a very precarious situation, have been, but I decided to change my perspective on it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I'm smiling right now. Whisper.
Dawn always rises after the dark night. Spring always
Yeah.
follows winter.
I see that smile.
Keep hoping, keep hoping.
You yeah. So, you know, when I created this mic, I just hope that it would encourage me to write more poetry. I could never imagine that it would have became what it is now. Someone who's got to watch that progression pretty much since the beginning is this lovely young lady, Mattie, who is setting up. That fire was too high. It was too high. Mattie had to chill out a bit. Yeah. So Mattie, I was like, Mattie, let me get a bio for your intro, right? So she sends me a little bio. But you know, I love Mattie so much. I'm feeling a little creative. I think I might freestyle a little bit of this bio. Got more nervous than you now. You about to do the feature. I'm just trying to introduce you, right? Yo, like everyone else here, she lived deep, no end in sight, just fright at the next corner turn could be a delight that turns the whole world into this bright, colorful explosion of beauty, art, and magic. The things that happen here might never ever happen, so we might as well just bathe in it or bath in it. I'm just laughing at this shit because I'm freestyling now, so I'm gonna keep on to read because my internet connection's unstable, so I'm probably breaking up a bit, but I'm still going to try to get this out. She digs her nails into anything that'll bleed. Mattie touches on topics like grief, shame, anger, alienation, chronic illnesses, and many other shared experiences. It's all here to these creative spaces, such as Friday night open minds, Thursday night New Yo, many other mics that are out there. The new ones though too, like Magus on Monday. I know where I'll be. What about you? She focuses her art on speaking to parts of herself that would otherwise have no form or shape. The ghost memory of the need for hope. And like I said, we started this intro with hope. I have a little sister named Hope. She's doing good. That gives me hope that the rest of the world will, and we can stop killing each other. I mean, you know, some people deserve to die. I don't know why. It's just the way that us predators survive. Just be a lie. You really deep down inside of your mind believe that this world is so profound that we all must survive, then we can all survive together. The desperate desire to connect in an increasingly shattering, bizarre, disjointed world creates people like Mattie to be unfurled. If you could bless us with a feature, I would appreciate it, little sister.
Hi. Hi, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so nervous. I don't know why. It's been a very eventful year. Hi. I am alive. I just moved to Chicago 3 days ago, drove across the country and in 72 hours. It was insane. I'm not in California anymore. And yeah, whatever. I've tried to compile a different set list than I usually do because it's a different year. So let's get started. Fuck it. I asked Justin if he thinks technology is as formative and informative and destructive enough to be called evolution, the same way that we learn to make hand tools for rocks and strike them to make fire. Something borrowed and something blue, something old. Let me be wrong. Let me again learn this language when I am 10 minutes into a recount of my marathon week and I read my therapist's placid face. May I not ask this time, are you mad at me? Are you disappointed in me? May I know he is instead attuned. May I assume he is proud. May I be wrong about me. May I gather my pieces up and ship them to Illinois. When I pick up a love book discarded on the sidewalk next to the fire hydrant, I'm not gonna laugh with the company I'm with and say, I am trash too. May I not hold up this battered book next to my face, crack a joke about the Pam meme from The Office where she asks corporate to spot the difference and say there is no difference. May I be wrong about myself. May I not apologize for doing so often. May I be wrong in the right way this time round. How past me, she was a different girl, a different driver, and I, a new owner, leasing out this body with a more grim face and gaunt and body. May I be wrong to say I'm no longer her friend or her killer. May I move across the country and kill God with my doorstep without showing up at his. I mean, may I be wrong to believe I am always the fence that can be hopped. May I be wrong to say I'm the only way to survive this life is to barbed wire a border around me so that no one can get in for haunting or breathlessness, hypochondria, callous indecision, every job in nursing that I quit because it was not good enough to the people it served, and I'd be wrong and say I was right to leave. May I rebrand myself as an impeccably high standard. May I call myself unworthy of the next bruise. When the peach that falls out of my hands and softens at the pinkest part that I wanted to sink my teeth into first, may I not jump to conclusion for once, not curse my own birth like I'm the playground bully to myself, retching, fetid, spoiled life, wasted decades, a medium over a dropped fruit, borrowing my bigger body only to kick and cut her corners off. May I be wrong about a finite form. And while on the topic, let me say of trajectory, that I am not necessarily careening towards a self-inflicted end, that I'm no more a statistic than I am a human. May I be wrong about categorizing feelings into a spreadsheet, like I am the case study for a failed launch. May I be wrong about me where I planned on being by now, that the advertised adulthood we bought and paid for and battered ourselves into until retirement or an untimely demise was in fact never supposed to fit into an Instagram post, that we are buying into absolutes that deny nuance, like the bitter sweetness of it. Maybe I'm wrong, please, because otherwise I'm gonna die this year of predetermination or the grief. Or I'm not meant for love, or I'm not yet loved an inch of myself that I didn't blue or borrow, that I'm not moving to Chicago on Sunday and walking into a bear trap. I ain't gnawing my foot off for my parents this year. I'm not branded with an expiration date. I'm wrong for thinking that I would. So I gathered up all these poems that I've written the past couple of months because it's been a really fucking tough couple of months. So I got some positive ones for you, and I hope that you saw the positives in that one. Whatever.
I did, and I love that shit.
Thank you. All right. I got a couple of funky outside of my normal form poems. So the first one. I actually wrote this after a beautiful ketamine session. So I do ketamine-assisted psychotherapy instead of taking antidepressants, and it's amazing.
I need to talk to you about that because I've actually been very interested in that.
It is. If you
I
can
have
see the
a
light in
lot
my
of trauma.
eyes, this is my advertisement for ketamine therapy. If you can see the light in my eyes.
Well, I mean, you look, you look a lot happier from the last time I seen you, and I've actually been researching into that. And there's the Bloom society here. I work for a PAC, the psychedelic to premiere, and there was like a whole board of doctors and everything, and we were representing PAC there. We answered questions. There's a whole like Q&A after the movie, and I met this guy, and I think I want to try that. And so I'm gonna talk to you about that. I'm sorry, that hit me in the boob. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay. So a lot of ketamine therapy is really helpful for trauma. So I did a session and I wrote this for me having a conversation with my little kid self who I envisioned as like a physical form when I wrote this. It's me talking to myself and all myself. Graffiti chest, gravity dartboard. I spin fire from breath. I got a bent out, beat up song in me, rattling. Come on now and sing it out ya. You know this part. Tell me, find the song that pulls the cord out you like air into a sail. Kick me, sign, turn, goosebumps. Windows down, highway type breath catch. Get your seasons back from the source. Stuff the salt back in your sails. The trade winds are howling your name, you, go. We've been waiting on you, they say. Wondering when you'd get your float back, kid. Look at that giggle. Watch it grow. Spark up, firework. Where are you going? You headed out? Outbound, wind song? Go ahead, tell him. Tell him I said hi. Tell him Joy sent you. Tell him you freed up your lungs. Tell him the wash rags are collecting rainwater. Tell the North Pole I got beef with their version of holiday. Holding on to fugitive Santa Claus, holding all that celebration for one day of the year. I'm calling you back out of the cave, chilling in the safari truck, sweet baby, pretty girl, this everyday joy mud, jungle gym, swing me, yoke me upside the head, fat side out, skin side down. I know I tumble rough, downhill and full speed. No back pedal brakes built into me, but watch these knees. How fast I can skin them, scab, and then run again. I can hold this, all of me, big tsunami tears, flood gut, water girl, full of lament and all the carbon needed to make a footprint dream scrub, but I want some folks to take flight with, some kinseed, and maybe I can find a family here, some suds to hold this up with me, kinships, shadow work, hopscotch, not much, just a few sets of hands to share the joy sprites, like the little kid in the middle swinging between you tall folks holding their young ones in the parking lot, swinging them by the whimsy till they cackle, those big hands that can wring the gutter water out of us, super soaker, up, up, up. Look at the two I got. Hey, little one, giggle frog, tree hop, can you hold this? Airplane, big girl, growed up, bodied in it. I'm singing with the whistle from her throat now. And she's got high, high, high notes and canopy, shade and sheltered tongue. And she can hold this. Watch me warble, stick the kid in the pool floaties. And she's gonna come with us downstream. She's coming with us across the grand reopening, the upcycle flood, where we let go of that pillow fort. And there's wiggle room and there's dam for the wrinkled blood. Hold this, little one, and giggle up. Okay, now I have violence for you. Okay.
Bring us the violence.
Carnage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote a set of mini poems that are all the theme is cause of death.
Wait. Did you write a micro triptych? Shout out to Nemo.
I wrote microtriptychs, yes. Yes.
All right, shout him out. You gotta
It's all shout
out.
outs to Nemo. This wouldn't have happened if I hadn't met Nemo. I love you,
Right.
Nemo. I'm in love with you. Marry me. Okay.
Poetry crush.
Okay, woo. Kids with good aim and a pair of blind boy readers or bifocals, a mirror, a magnifying glass, etc. Ants are frying up on the sidewalk. There's a predisposition for heat stroke and tunnel vision. Hereditary in the way my mother would sneak an extra bottle of wine. Hand-me-down compulsion. You stay on this side of the fence. Endangered species exhibit at the Louvre. Sealed canvas print, and there's two small hands. She has them pushed up to the enclosure wall, her palms flat at the veil, and it's two-dimensional. I mean, she does not break the rules or the fourth wall. Either her frantic fingers scrape your eyes up chalkboard-wise, or bored and absent-minded, she begins to pick the silicone glue out where the two panes meet. The audience, the witnesses, the bystanders, someone takes a photo of her dirty nails, says they can't stand modern art these days. Reasonably certain it was not a dream. The girl becomes the ring that lines her clawfoot bathtub. There's a frayed fabric, a ghost kind of memory that ripples and bubbles as if you held a photo underwater. She sees some disembodied hands disappear under the bubbles when she's about 5. A split tree stump kissed a sharp axe. Bottles line the shelf of this red cabin where the birds peck the big trees outside all year round till it's in the veins. 150 years of progress of rings, a needle biopsy with a tool that does not dull, but the beak, the bloodline is less full. Mostly they're taxidermies at the park's welcome center with the foxes. Stoicism is inherited. A coy raised hand in the back of the classroom. The teacher stands silent in the face. In the door, your father. And you are the bad kid. Grab the book bag. Spook at the scent of madman. Hellhound boy towed out of jeering classrooms over again, enough times that the muscle memory makes you muzzle yourself for the walk home, to be poached with a belt or a tongue. Dulled weapons must swing hard, harder. The foyer of the house lined with wall mounts, heads that bear striking resemblance to your sharp features, chin, tusks, brow, horns. All the men and women of my bloodline are stuffed up to the grimace. Our family hardly looks like more than a shadow. Love is a phantom hunger pang. That same catch in your throat. That same way punishment twists into an obsession with pig hunting dogs when you're grown up, or guns. Violence is a trick of the light. Back tongue and then put food on the table. The kids all but convinced this is what grace sounds like, that all their classmates go home to the same silent slanted parents, display their macabre on the mantle in the foyer. You'll smell the death before you see it. The rocket that raised us with friggin' meat, with a good gun, hip holstered and the right hand raised, the left one holding a bottle, generations of growling stomachs, a couple of 8-point bucks mounted who cannot hug their children. I have a couple more.
Yay, yay.
All right. How's everybody doing? Everybody alive?
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yeah,
I am alive, then you killed me, then you resurrected me.
Yeah.
You're
Real shit. No, the real shit. What?
Oh, good. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going. Okay. Oh, I love you guys so much.
We love you too, Mattie.
When it comes to being a magical thinker, you can't play favorites. My therapist says that my favorite way to explain a hurt is to give it the kind of attention that could sprout a body from a seed. I mashed my hands into the dirt and planted deep in cliche, like 6 feet under. And when it comes to water, you have to be careful of floodgates. My grief has been known to match the big dick energy of a black hole. All my wounds, given the wrong amount of language, become a blade. I become blacksmith. I cut my teeth. My tongue is a bleeding mess of fox hunt and taxidermy. Like, look what I made. Isn't this a pretty weapon? Aren't I a hypocrite for weeping at your hope in witnessing me and then turning around to make another molehill into a mountain, into Atlas, carrying the world on my back? Like, when it comes to the kind of addiction I have to metaphor, I must admit I favor the page with the bullet holes more than the sun-bleached awning of the cafe I write this in. This hand-me-down predation of my already unsteady self-image. I am a stalk and kill. I'm a big cat. I will claw you if you come near my bloodbath, but then beg the pride to come in for my birthday. To me, you got to know, it feels like a mosh pit. And there goes the giant peach again. Like my brother and I, looking at the sunset through iron grates of our father's house, like a bruise. Custody split through the weekend, scraping solitude off the walls so it starts to talk back. All my imaginary friends, all my snakes eating themselves, all my cousins who wanted me to come to Raleigh, Durham for Thanksgiving, and I canceled my ticket. When it comes to me punching through a glass window to break out of this house, when it comes to me standing silent and dead at the door of my high school guidance counselor's office when it comes to me giving up the ghost and admitting I like the color pink a lot, especially the little flower hair clips, especially the strike it makes on my cheeks from blushing at a good kiss, a good compliment, an allegory larger than life because I made it grow with my own tongue and lips and loved every second. The dirt of it, the filth of me is all canines, 4 sharp teeth, 10 sharp claws, eviscerating the shape of grief till I am sore and blood and panting, and there's no one left to hold the pride of it. You have to know it was always easier for me to talk about the color of a 3rd-degree burn that I got from igniting a cigarette, which is the same pink of a 1st-degree frostbit finger, which is the same shade of bubblegum I tasted while bloodletting my thigh in the bathroom with the warlock in my father's house for what he's done to me, which is the same pink of the blush on my cheeks. It has always been easy to love the work of self-flagellation. It has always been a story of shame. You do not have to pay me to talk about a split lip. I'm up here begging you to let me out of the box and prove I'm alive and not a paradox. And my father's well-written complaint to his prisoners, to his children. All my trips to the sun and not one thank you note. Not one thank you written to the beach day bikini tan line. I'm trying to love pink enough to grow myself back into a seed that blooms petal and foolish and stoic for the funeral, but god-awful giddy for the graduation or the boy band, steeped in stardust for the black hole that is my misery life, which I, by the way, survived. So may I be wrong about myself, that my history is not a 10-foot shadow. My therapist is not mad at me. Let me be wrong about myself the way goosebumps do not always mean I am cold, but that a kiss sent a shiver across a plane of me till I crossed dimension into a library. May I be wrong about myself, that all this solitude is not just a punishment for my birth, but a cave I built for me to keep the sun out for fear of being left out of the joke or the invite to the party. And when it comes to being a survivor, you have to know already, if you're listening, it isn't me who flooded the field, shrunk the woman that I am to a girl, to a sapling, and then to a seed, and then to a drought, unlikely to make it through the dust storm. You have to know I'm learning right now how to count raindrops. I'm learning now that rust and rose blush may be better shades on my cheeks than strawberry, but I'm still panting, still putting the lightness on. I'm still practicing joy, learning how to make the kill when I need to eat, and when to walk home full mane, flush with blood, or opposite action myself into a full house like I am love. I am love, I am love, I am, that I am, that I am love, that which makes the same vacuum as a black hole, that which welcomes me home, even when the house is empty, even if I practice it, that which I don't have, and I don't have it yet. I'll at least know how to pronounce the word if it comes knocking at my door, or when I find it in the dirt of me, myself, I.
Fucking incredible, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Mattie.
Thanks.
Did you really just throw that in the
Amazing.
fire super
Yeah,
quickly? That's amazing.
so I want to burn it. It's so fun.
Wow. Burn after reading.
Burn after reading. I have one poem that is for my sweet love of my life, Odin, who was my cat for 4.5 years, who I loved with my entire heart and soul, and I will never ever be the same again. And you guys have heard me talk about him. You've met him here before. I had to put him down this week because he was an old guy. He was kept alive for a long time, and I love him. And I wrote him this poem a few months ago, the last time he got sick, and he got better. And he used to get sick and get better a lot. So this is a poem I wrote for him, and I hope everybody's hugging their little sweet pets tight. And this is my goodbye. You have no idea how much I love the way you chirp when I walk through the door. Like every end of the workday, I'm a soldier coming home. You're such a good child. You love me like how parents wanted their kids to, before they got nasty about everything and kept expecting praise, expecting the world for bringing us into it. You have no idea how hard forgiveness is for us humans. Or maybe you do. I know they broke your jaw with a machine and drove off. I know about the scar on your eye and your hypertrophic, hypertensive heart, and it's too big for someone your size. It beats so loud sometimes I can see it drumming in your throat through the fur. I know there were years when you believed that love was struck in the street. You and me were hit and runs. So how did you find me? From all the way in the back of the shelter, wrapped up in a box and chirping? I know you're gonna have to go soon, to some place where I won't be able to hold you. I heard you are a warrior out there in this lifetime. This time around was different for me too, because you were in it. Can you pretend we'll find each other again in the next one? I promise I'll drive as far as it takes to a new body. I'll be a flower bed. I'll be there. Find me in the noise. I will be making the same song I did in this one, maybe not knowing how to write, but you sing back to me from that place, okay? I'll be a bow. I'll be the string section howling through the throngs of shouting. I will find you in the dark. We can speak to each other this way until then, like children do. Thank you all for having me.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Encore,
Thank you,
more.
Mattie.
Yes,
Yeah,
more,
Mattie.
man.
Maddie.
More. It's
Oh my God.
breathtaking.
Encore,
Yeah.
please.
Give
Yes.
us
How could you
more.
leave me,
You
Maddie?
heard it,
I
people.
love
I
you.
adopted
Everybody wants
you.
more. We
A
want.
little
I
more. Come
know,
on. Come on.
right?
Come
Right
on.
We
when
love
you
you.
realize you were
Yeah.
there, she moved to Chicago. Hey,
You
it's
gotta bring
okay.
her
When
back
we
for an
stop
encore
by
set.
Cali, we're gonna throw you. Yeah, we're gonna throw you in there. We're gonna bring you to Maddie. So don't worry about that, Debbie. Yeah, Maddie, if you're down for some more, we could do that. Or we have a huge list still of open mic. We can
Jump
go
on
to
the
that. You
list
know what?
and I will
I'm
encore
feeling like revitalized.
put the homies back.
Yeah. All right. I'm feeling
I'll put me up
revitalized.
after later. I love you all.
What neighborhood she
All right,
moved
cool.
into?
Everybody,
We love you, Mattie.
time.
Word.
We
We
love
love
you
you too,
back,
man.
Maddie.
Give
Word.
all the love you
Word.
got for Maddie.
Word.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Thank you. I love you.
And can I
I
say,
hate your pin. I hate your pin, but I love you.
What neighborhood did you move into in Chicago?
I just moved in with my brother in Evanston.
Gotcha.
and Maddie, I want to tell you that I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. Like a big brother like that. I'm
Thank
proud of
you.
you. And yeah, we can start this round too. If you guys wouldn't mind, could I read my little poems real short? It's the one about my little kitten that we lost, Ganja Blue. He's the first cat that I like picked out and was like, that's my little boy. And then this big barn cat tore him up and I lost him, but it's a quick one. Y'all don't mind before we go? No, yes, no. Go skip me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sing it.
Read it.
Yeah, come on, spit it,
Play
spit
that.
it.
Do it.
Hey.
Hurry up. Let's go.
This is the one of the only ones that I think I have actually committed to memory. Blue. It was Ganja Brain. It was his full name. Beautiful blue looking. Waters flow, rivers grow, push banks to outer brinks. Your soul shines, a shrine we lovingly crafted for you, my sweet baby blue. As long as the sun beams, I'll dream themes you left too soon, seen in every room, in every flower's bloom. Sent to us from her, an angel disguised in fur. The size of your purr is insurmountable. Your eyes were a mountain full, a gaze to be praised. It's safe to say you were a meowsing, arousing my curiosity when you played. The pure luminosity of your brain left a stain. It's never been the same. I think of you often, soft and strong. You will always be ganja, but you will never be gone. Thanks, y'all.
Dude, pets break our hearts. Those big.
Awesome.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Ooh, I
Ending
love
too.
that.
Perfect ending.
That was so
Oh
good.
yeah. That was dope. That was dope.
I appreciate that. Thanks for letting me read that, man. She read that last one about Odin. I knew Odin too, like, and yeah, so it reminded me of my little baby Blue we lost. So.
Yeah, he was always here, and he was always
Yeah,
here.
he was so hardcore, like just like, oh, I love that piece too, man. That was awesome. Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate everyone here. New folks that ain't never been here again. Welcome. You're on the list. We want to hear from you. We're so excited. Brothers who I ain't seen in a minute, who I'm so proud of that I watched doing out in the world doing big things out there. My brother Zomkhonto. How you been, man? What's going on? Why ain't I see you but you out there like filming stuff and move, big brother. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, it had been a long time since I had Mattie, and that ability to just dive in deep and not reappear. It's just like, yeah, that was amazing, and thank you for that. Like, I needed that. I needed that mind traveling. That was
I
beautiful.
needed to see your face. I'm so happy you're here. It's so
Much
good to
love,
see
much
you.
That
love.
fucking smile, right? Like,
Such beautiful words. Such beautiful words. Thank you so much. The poem I have, it doesn't have a title yet. Who would have thought that black folk would wave words of cash thicker than their majestic lips? Thicker than the sheets of smoke that rose when they burned down Black Wall Street, not knowing that we would rise from those ashes like the phoenix, and that matchsticks just happened to be our next of kin, black diamonds that the world once refused to dig until it became too obvious how bright we shine from under the skin, that the layers of wealth that run underneath this melanin are a sworn testament unto themselves, that the veins that connect to the power grid in our ancestral names means that we're not just dark-skinned, but see through the dark. And with these proud, thick lips, as the light switch, we spoke loud and bright as lightning, rewriting the future in the same handwriting as Mansa Musa. Who would have thought that from a laughing stock to owning stock, black folk would turn the auction block on his head, choosing instead to bid on each other's genius, with each and every one of us as the highest bidder? Who would have thought it possible that we would melt down the chains that bind us into coins for a currency of our very own, and every piece of wood in the slave ships that confined us would become the bookshelves for a history that knows no revision, with a description of every single mineral they stole? Because who needs 40 acres when we are several planets of land short? What does one single mule do when there are countless heads of beasts that were driven over the cliff? Who needs to be painted with the same brush when we are such an explosion of color, which needs several forests of trees to account for each brush stroke? We are the new canvas, painted with shades of ebony and natural gold. We are the marbled streets of resilience that pour out of the avenues of an infinitely rich legacy. We are bustling rhythm of a rekindled dream upon which Black Wall Street will rise again at last, not as a mere echo of the past, but as a symphony of redemption, conducted by the hands that once counted their losses in tears, not as a metaphor of our reputation, but a reclamation of wealth beyond currency, to that of identity, dignity, and the unyielding belief that despite the shadows of yesteryear, we still cast bold silhouettes upon the pages of the present time. Zomkhonto Gavate.
My brother, I miss you.
Dude, we
Oh, that
missed
was an
Yo, unmute yourself
amazing.
and give it up for Zomkhonto.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I
Holy
could
Yeah.
see why it's
Awesome.
untitled
Like
too. Like, what
Lord.
would you even
awesome.
call that? Like,
Much respect.
Right?
Yay!
Oh, he got the
Yeah,
yay from D. That's
He's the rare one. Much
Naturally.
yeah,
love,
that's
dude.
the That's the first I heard all night. Yo, what?
That was so
Bet,
beautiful.
Wow.
bet. Yeah, Zomkhonto. More if you could spit another one, man. I miss you so much, and I just love hearing your words and seeing you smile. Like if you got another one, I'll really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll do this one. I'm actually leaving soon, so I'll give you this one that I wrote. Was it yesterday? It was for a prompt called "The Gift That Keeps on Giving." The gift that keeps on giving woke up feeling exhausted that day. Tired of letting mankind keep having his way, so it devised a plan that began more as mere fascination, but grew impatient and took up so much space in the back of its gift store, like a box of toys that remains unclaimed, only because inside it was a black Barbie doll in chains. It was on this day that the balance of the scales tipped, sending unfinished birthday cards flipping in a frenzy, some colliding midway and in an instant, reading the inscriptions written upon each other's chests and realizing in that second that this would be the very last time that the gift that kept on giving was ever known of having given a flying fuck. She stood there, her eyes like a set of red rubies, set aflame by the rayness of their luminescence, like two magnifying glasses filtering in the rays of the sun and pointing it directly dead center upon the foreheads of her own sons. It was on this day, as she stood there, that the wound of their traumatic cesarean birth bled afresh, flooding her womb with a mixture of blood and tears. And when that water broke, even they could feel a moisture, a tingle in their belly buttons, a rumbling anger, a placenta tugging at their stomachs until they felt a nausea too heavy for a pair of twins. So they both fell on their knees, vomiting, not knowing what all of this means. It was on this day in their self-imposed exile that they noticed that in the vial was not the usual yellow, but blood thicker than the water in the drinks on their tables. And as they scrambled back on their feet, their belly buttons had turned to gargoyles streaming with waterfalls of shame. She stood there, several thousand kilometers from where they writhed in pain, but she could smell the vomit, which reeked of absence without leave, of birthdays celebrated without a care in the world about the source of life they were toasting to. It was on this day that the gift that kept on giving intercepted the birthday cards still suspended in the air, ripped them to shreds, and swore that this was the last time that she gave the gift of life to her kids. Moments later, they were dead. And when they put her downtown, they asked her name. Mother Nature, she said. Zomkhonto kabate.
Zomkhonto, yo,
Zomkhonto,
everybody
you are the
unmute and
gift
give
that
it
keeps
up.
on giving.
Yeah, you
Much
truly
respect.
are, and I'm so glad that you gave us that
For
gift.
real.
Yeah.
That was so great.
Wow.
Thank you, Mattie. That was
Wow.
inspiring, and
I love you so much.
your pen is such a gracious, unbelievably intense pen. And you know, keep penning as much as you can. Keep disappearing into that realm, because you do it so well. Much love. Gratitude.
Zomkhonto, you say that, right? But somehow you seem to have taken Maddie's pen, right? Wrap it up with a lantern carrier's scarf, dip it in the ink of CP Maze, and then clicked it and took Cozzy Coz's paper in linguistics and somehow brought all of these amazing poets together. Your style is just it's so powerful on so many levels, and you even got a little bit of Frogg Corpse's tone and delivery, like with, you know what I mean, like that intensity. Like your pen is a magical pen created from all of these, just everything I love about poetry all wrapped into one pen. That's what your pen's like to me, brother.
It's beautiful, because when you mention people I'm a fan of, then it means that I'm listening, and all the people you name their words are therapy. You know, poetry is probably the best thing that you can get called to do, because all these other people are a reminder that, you know, your words mean something. And so it's a beautiful family. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And that's why I
Thank
love
you.
doing this every Friday, because not all of y'all are here every Friday, you know. I see, you know, he's in and out different, but every Friday there's at least a nice big group of poets from all over who inspire me. I would never have considered myself a poet before doing it. I started this because I wanted to write poetry, and then getting to know all of these wonderful people from all over the world, from all different backgrounds and, you know, classes and um is and styles, and just and then seeing it all come together in such a beautiful place. Like, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Thank y'all so much. And yeah, Mattie, thank you for that feature. And Zomkhonto, thank you for starting us off on the round one. Continue. We got plenty of people up in here. We got some new folks that we ain't heard from, who I'm excited to hear from. We got Dr. Faizan back in the house. Yo, me and my wife was talking about you. And we're gonna be starting the Open Minds podcast soon. And first person I'm doing, I have to, Lantern Carrier. The second podcast, Dr. Faizan, is what I'm hoping. And I'm also associated with the Psychedelic Association of Canada. So Dennis McKenna, Terrence McKenna's brother, I'm in contact with him, and Paul Stamets, the king of mushrooms. I am in contact with him. So not only am I going to be interviewing these wonderful poets on the podcast, but also people from the spiritual realm, the psychedelic realm, the, you know, all type. Like, we're reaching out to everywhere, right? And so yeah, look forward to that. But Faizan, you on my list. I need to talk with you. But coming up next on the actual list, Debbie, I feel so embarrassed right now because I love you. You're my sister. Like, I I never know how to pronounce your name correctly. I don't Segal. Like, I don't. Can you tell me? Because like I want to get it right, and I've been too
So
embarrassed to be
just
like,
think
is it
about George
Siegel? Is it
Segal, the
Segal?
actor. George Segal,
Siegel.
or you can do it like Steven Seagal. It works both ways. I would
Okay.
literally be proud and pleased to be called either
Either
pronunciation.
so Segal or Segal. Segal. I'm gonna do Segal, I think. Debbie Segal. All right.
Awesome.
Debbie, if you could bless us with some words, I'll greatly appreciate it.
I'm so emotional and moved right now by Mattie's feature and Zomkhonto and Dee Allen and everybody, Magus doing everything. Like, oh my God, no words. I wrote this today, so it's rough, but I will also read a short cover of Blue Welch. So I'll leave you with at least a good taste in your mouth. I'll start with my rough poem from today. It's called For Permanence, which defies the order of the universe. Nothing endures but change. Is there an infinity outside ourselves? We can't hold on to anything. Fools when we ask anything to last. Order into chaos, law into anarchy, civilization into savagery. Anything created must die. Every relationship, and yet everything matters. I long for friends here and gone. I long for amends to and from. I long to connect and long dismiss and reject hope. Oh, hope, you played me for a fool. I smashed beliefs with sacred tools, tore up the rules and burnt them in sacred fires, turned up the volume on ambient tunes, shaking out the hope from my old shoes. In my old shoes, I raked the leaves from sidewalks past. At last, I understand what Vincent tried to say to me with sunflowers with lonely chairs, with prostitutes who cared, with holy shoes, the blues, uses of sky, the muse, obtuse, useless hopers hope the most. We are all toast. The Jews, don't lose faith. Long ago, Pandora's box was locked, and Lot's wife was told the rules. I no longer long, confused. Long ago, the dazed and crazed praised the dawn, and then gone, gone, gone. So
Yo, she's just like, so at the hold on, everybody, yo, unmute real quick. I know she got one like, but just what? Debbie!
Tongue twister
Oh, you got the
queen.
yeah.
I guess it worked out. Thank you. Thank you for the reaction. I've got a really short one from one of my favorite poets, Lew Welch. Look him up, Lew Welch. Even his name is a poem, Lew Welch. And this is a really brief one called Small Sentence to Drive Yourself Sane. The next time you are doing something absolutely ordinary, or even better, the next time you are doing something absolutely necessary, such as pissing or making love or shaving or washing the dishes or the baby or yourself or the room, say to yourself, so it's all come to this. Thank you, my beauties.
Debbie, unmute and give it up for Debbie.
I love you,
Segal.
Debbie.
That poem was not.
You Debbie, yeah.
Fabulous. Okay, Debbie, I challenge you to do an actual tongue twister, like make your own, because I think you could do one flawlessly.
Ooh, if you could write a tongue twister, I will set aside a night for a feature where we all have to recite whatever tongue twister you write, and whoever recites this tongue twister in the right melody will win a prize, and that prize will be a hug from Debbie. But you got to go drive out and see her and get it.
You're giving
Or it'll
away
be a
Debbie.
virtual hug too.
You're just giving them away.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's in the other room laughing.
I mean, it's just a hug.
No, it's okay. Just a hug.
Yeah, right.
I'm writing it down.
Just a hug.
Taking the challenge. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wait, did I just hear my mother chime in and say that she would take a hug, or that she would take the challenge of the tongue twister?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty good at tongue twisters, so I'll work on it.
Well, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck what?
What?
Mom, I love you.
Remember all the ones I used to tell you when you were a child? I used to tell you a whole bunch of them right in a row when you were little. Moses opposes the Moses to be.
Yeah, I wonder where my rhyme schemes came from. I got my mom reading me tongue twisters when I'm a child. She used to play Bach and Mozart on headphones, while I was in the womb and stuff, and then come out reading me tongue twisters and stuff like. Yes, y'all have her to blame for all this. Blame her.
Blame? We thank her.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I guess I came out all right. I appreciate y'all. And Mom,
You're still coming out.
yeah, I'm only got my foot just barely touching.
That's never done. That's never finished.
Yeah. But we want to take the show on the road too. We're gonna get an RV and we're gonna travel all over, bringing poetry to the people. Unfortunately, this next poet lives on the East Coast, so it's gonna be a while before we get around, because we're starting this way, going down, and then up and around. Now we got Mattie up in Chicago too. I had no reason to stop in Illinois before, but now we got Mattie in Chicago. We're going Houston to see Elemental and CP and all them. And then we're going back down to Florida to see my mom's, and then back up through my wife and I, we're gonna it might take us a year or so, but we're gonna hit all of the states, go through and see all of our people. New York is like almost last on our list. But when we get there, I'ma have a hunger so fucking deep for a hug. And that hug is gonna come from none other than the Jedi Master, Paul motherfucking Skiff.
Yeah, you'll get stuck here. You know, it's like poets everywhere. So you will be welcomed and find it hard to leave, I think.
I think that's why it's on the last bit of our route. Because if we started at New York, it'd be 3 years to get to Cali. So we're gonna cut down the West Coast.
1 year for every 1,000 miles.
Exactly.
Hey, Mattie, thanks for that. I don't know what to call that phenomenon you gave to us. I lived in Chicago for 7 years, specifically to hide out, to heal myself. So I think you'll find it a good place to be.
That's what she's doing too.
This is actually where I was born, and I ran away from this place for 28. Well, when I turned 18, I ran away. So I'm 28 now. So I ran away for 10 years and never came back. And it's actually where I was born. And I'm trying to find what you found here. And I think I might. So let's connect. Let's chat about Chi-Town.
Yeah, I lived in Uptown, about 4 blocks off the river. And, you know, back then a place was really inexpensive. And I really didn't do anything all day except write and make art. You know, I got substantially much more clear away from the things that were troubling me. It took a long time, but I just found it a great city to be in. So I hope you find it very fruitful and nourishing for what you need.
Thank you.
I'm just going to do this one poem. It was written for a specific audience at a reading series called Verbal Abuse. So if you're not into that, it's time to just go, you know, browse your phone, stare out the window, what have you. This doesn't have a title. Let me see if I can get it up on the screen and make sure everything scrolls here. It's great to be here with everybody again. So thank you all for showing up again. The power plant is the sky whose sunlight burns in a 60-watt bulb. The dumpster dive is a pilgrimage to the reincarnation of the eternity of use. The need of the junkie is the border over which stupor is allowed to be smuggled. The pit bull is an ambulance in which fear rides to protection. The pussy hunger of the businessman is the stage on which naked bodies are danced out. The plea of the beggar is a prediction of the future economy drops in a cup. The insensitivity of the corporate nun is a natural resource extracted by the company. The indifference of the landlord is a small room with no running hot water where calluses of the profit margin live. The glamour of the movie set is slumber where reputation dreams it is a secret wish naked in a crowd of microphones. The soul of the entertainer is a midget dog yammering bland pronouncements of the most diverting mediocre salvation. The pride of the casual insult is the broken elevator of advantage in which insignificance presses the button to a wrong floor. The intersection crosses preference of choice where all direction is decided in advance. The ticket seller is the mouth of all cheers. The technical difficulty is the fetus of time before it answers identity with a face. The height of the office tower is boredom of ambition with only thin air as a place to go. The self-advertising tycoon is the penny whose shallow face is dented with transactions. These elementary truths are how warm rain soaks the skin. In nostrils scrounge remnants of scent from the orifice that has evicted you from bliss. Look forward only to abrupt termination. In between is the junk heap of more than 10,000 years of mistaken priorities. Even to breathe is to be deluded by the false imperatives. The history of the world fades magnificence off the moment of achievement. The violence of life bangs like a gavel in the courtroom of seasons. The deadlock bolt is filthy habit. Privacy keeps to itself. The shadow under the car makes stillness the destination of speed. The dictatorship of love is a bruised face stared at by the lonely. The humiliation of dignity embarrasses laughter with a crowd of tortured mouths. The cancerous face is silence spreading upon the concern to suffer as a choke of their pristine question about God. The encounter with the flat screen is a trip into the swindles of light. Until you joyously hurl yourself upon the depredations of fate, you will never know. Anguish means nothing. Turnable page, disconnected electricity, temptation of the key. The dildo is stiff with matriarchal firmness, mothering mutual pleasure. The passivity of the abused is offered to inferiority for the asking. The orgasm shivers arteries, climaxing in passion's epilepsy. The gush of the sated vulva is thank you elixir kissed back into provocation's mouth. The angel assaults tribulation into consenting surrender, tied by salvation to the bedstead of confessions. The deflowered virgin is the naked past of one time only, fled from by innocence. The joyous yelling tongue is the grateful clitoris burst from its labial pleasure. Sex hyperventilates imaginary exhaustion to increase the probability of actual dreams. Abandon information in the futile pageant of its fits and shocks. Forsake blood within its confines. Abdicate the stage to the charmed, motionless thing that sits still in front of it. Loathe be it for anyone to invent twists unsavory to even the most wound up vulgar fans. Loathe be it for anyone to depart normal intellectualizing for the quest to ecstasy. Whatever engulfs you is easy to elude. To positive, negative, the third term must be a blatant ripoff of certainty. When human truth is revealed from mutilation of the most angelic scapegoat, people need to accept gratification exposed beneath their own tortured surprise, especially when what rests there is their joy-lit face in a mirror. Take off your shirt and serve to me your back. Across your skin, I will carve and heal the next pronouncement as impassioned love with pleasure singing air delivered by the salted leather of my tongue.
Fuck you, Skiff. Holy shit.
That was
Everybody
crazy
unmute
awesome.
and give it up for the Jedi Master, Paul Skiff.
You are the Jedi
Yeah, there's
Master.
definitely a reason to
You
call
are
you
the
the
Jedi
Jedi
Bravo,
Master.
bravo,
Wow.
verbal abuse.
Wow.
Paul
Wow.
Skiff, incredible.
Fuck, man. You see why I said when I go to visit him, like, I might get stuck there for a while. Cause like, fuck, man. Skiff, I want to just say that I express the utmost gratitude for you coming to this open mic damn near every Friday since I pulled you in here from New York. And big shout outs to New York again. Make sure you guys are there Thursday nights, but to fill that Monday night void, the Magus will be here at Open Minds. Same Zoom number, just like you do on Friday, but if you can't make it Friday, come through on Monday, you know?
Thanks,
Or best,
everybody.
come to both. Come
Yeah,
to
come to
both. You
both too
can't
if you
get
could.
enough of us. You know it. You can't get enough.
Yeah. But either or, we'd still appreciate it, you know? I actually just shot a message to Elemental because we announced it here. I was like, yo, we just announced it, that Gustav's gonna be doing the chaos magic with the Magus, presented by Open Minds every Monday. I said tomorrow I'm gonna be making a IG post. If you could share it and kind of help, I think it's best for the community. And you know how much Elemental loves this community, and I know he's feeling that void from him having to stop Mondays and do Thursdays. So I was like, I think this will fill the void. So.
I hope he shows up there on Monday. That would be great. And
Right? Well, I sent him a message. I'm gonna let him know. We announced it here live, so I haven't posted it yet. Nobody else knows except for everyone that's at the show. And then now, I sent a message to Elemental because just you reading and everything inspired in and I know how much that place meant to you. You grew up around the street from it, right? And it's just such a staple. Even Frogg told me, he was like, yo, I met who plays the pest? He's one of my favorite. Fucking can't think of his name right now, but John Leguizamo. And I didn't even know he was a spoken word poet. And Frogg was like, I met John Leguizamo, but Kristi Scribbles just showed up. Sweet. All right, but yes, so it's a staple, and there's gonna be a void there on Mondays. And Amadeus, to answer your question, is gonna be the same time, 8 o'clock Eastern on Mondays. We're still gonna work out the details. You know how Fridays do first come first serve basis. Go through. Magus wants to keep it short, so it might only be a set amount of people first come first serve, or a sign up. We're gonna work out those details. But it starts this Monday, so it's after the weekend. We doing this, so yeah, y'all look forward to that. Yeah, and thank you all just for being here and for everything. I love you all. We gonna keep this thing going though, cause we got plenty of poets to go through. We got new poets. We got poets who've been around since the beginning. We got poets who've been here a few months who just can't get enough of us. And so we gotta do a whole new day for that, right? We need a Monday, right? Oh, he called that. Oh, that's right. See, cause he lives right near him, dude. Hey, CP can show up at his house and be like, you know what I'm saying? Be there on Monday. Bet. Yo, I love all of y'all. And I really love this next person, even though it's their first time here. Hayes, can you still hear us? Is you still with us? Can you spit some?
I am still with
Yeah?
you. Let me see what I
Okay.
have on my phone. I'm honored. Thank you for having me.
All right, as you're searching,
Yeah.
everybody do me a favor. unmute yourself. Give a big open mind, open arm, open heart. Welcome to Hey.
Guys,
Let's
this guy is fucking incredible. He is like Nemo Soom's like nephew or cousin or something. Like, you guys, I'm so excited. Hayes, you gotta read us a piece too. No pressure.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hold on. All right. This is the most like off the seat of my pants weird shit ever. I'm in a building I've never been to at my job. Technically, it's some man's office. I don't know. But here we go. All right. So let's see here. This is the first thing I pulled up here. All right.
Hold on, we're getting a little feedback from Coz. I'm trying to mute him. Get him muted real quick.
Guy has a cool horsey here.
I can't mute Cozzy either. If you're there, can you mute
His
yourself?
phone does this sometimes. It like glitches out and then it'll repeat back or it'll crash. I think I mute like yeah. See his videos frozen. We love you, Coz, but we get feedback from you. So, like he just dipped out. He's like, I'll just come back. All right, yeah. So Hayes, if you could bless us with some words, brother, we greatly appreciate it. And welcome to the family. One of us.
Man, thank you. It's great to be here, man. It's been a crazy week for me. I've been doing some really mundane, trivial work, and getting to hear everyone bare their souls, their beautiful, strange souls, while I do this repetitive task over and over and over. It's been like getting to drink some water after I've been walking through the desert, and it's been incredible. Thank everyone who's done their thing so far and to come, and thank you for hosting and having me. This is a rough draft of something as most of my stuff is. But here we go. All right. Upon entry to the park, I find myself rather paralyzed at the options available. Where to settle my apparati of the well-off, my twin legs and eyes and ears, my yoga mat, my scintillating depression, somewhere where the dogs are not so near as to irreverently and unintentionally maraud into my station, so I am not a part of their blunderbuss of joy, find myself walloped, but not so far that their ridiculous circles do not impact the point round which I orbit. I'm fresh off chess, driving myself mad, away from my madness, into the arms of the furrowed brow of geometry, answers, skewers, and balances, away from the dull gray haze heavy upon my soul, the atmospheric pressure of expectation, remorse, regret. In chess, they'll kill you if you err. In life, they let you linger. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Hayes, welcome
Really
again. And
nice.
do you have? Can you do another piece for us, man? We would love to hear another one.
Yeah.
Wow, I would love. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. One sec. I got something in here. Hold on.
Take your time, man. Take your time. It's cool. It's cool.
All right. I don't want to take too much time looking for something. So this one feels a little cheesy to me, but
Hey, we like cheesy here too, man. It ain't cheesy to nobody. Cheese is good.
all right. My white falcon. We are all trapped by something. Awareness, perhaps. Call it a temper tantrum. Chrysanthemum of the soul torn out. The remnants scattered on the front porch of the mind. An hourglass falls to its side. Sparks whirl about overhead. Tornado, led by the falcon above. My white falcon. Of life, lust, temperamental favorings. Lover, you speak these things. What have they gotten you? Where have they hidden you away from it all? Punctuating your idleness with idle talk of the morrow, of your fellow man's incontinence. You speak devil, but walk lilacs in June. You enamor, you dust. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Hey, everybody, unmute yourself and give another big welcome and all that to Hayes. Thank you for coming. We hope to see
Thanks for having me, man.
One of us. One of us.
One of us. One of us.
Thank you. Thank you.
One of
us.
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm honored, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
7 p.m. Eastern on Fridays, and now 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays.
Yeah, I hope to see y'all at both of them, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Add us at Open Minds Open Mic on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, shoot your email there in the text, and I'll add you to the email group. I send out the flyers each week, but it's the same Zoom number each one. So locked in. Back. We love you. We're here every week for over a year now. We've been doing this, right? So let's keep doing this. And in fact, we gonna do this up with this motherfucker right here. Yo, you know what I want to say right now. You my good friend, right?
I know.
So well, all I'm going to say is that, yo, we going to bring it back to the basics. January 5th, featuring Cozzy Coz. He's going to do the ABC poem in its entirety. This man's vocabulary is insanity. Every time I go to intro him, I break out. The beaker is let out of all this freestyle that just flows out my goddamn mouth. It's like a tank that overflows and the pump done stop working.
No.
And everything builds up until the earth starts shaking, shurikens, or whatever the fuck the Japanese cats are slaying, because this man has the vocabulary. Anything that can happen. Cozzy Coz, if you could go on and bless us with some word, brother, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that absolutely awesome intro, man. Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good, man. Yo, Mattie, that freaking feature was ridiculous, man, for real. Okay. So for tonight, this piece that I will be spitting for y'all, it's titled My Dear Aunt Sally. Excuse me. My very educated mother's dear Aunt Sally just served us 9 pizzas because, as we all know, every good boy does fine. Had I known she was coming, I would have baked her a cake and I would have eaten it too, you know, as if it were mine. Since then, I've watched reindeer play antelope games while the buffalo do what they do when in Rome, because there ain't never been no place like home to start parting the sweet sorrows of tomorrow, from which more likely than not, today's gonna end up having to borrow the hindsight of yesterday's past, which is only a day away from the precipice of kicking somebody's ass. Because frankly, my dear watching, I don't give a damn, which is elementary. Like the non-televised revolution, during which Fee-Fi was the foe that fumbled the truth that would have set you free, like the power of knowledge in life's forbidden tree. Amidst the certainty of death and taxes, it's like curtains when you're placed in a certain bracket of one of the greatest of rackets to have ever done it. until our stock price plummets down into the dang gummit of G. Williker's sinister plot, while Dag Nabbit and Golly G keep plotting on me. So please forget to forget me not, because I'm no longer my sibling's keeper, but my brother from another mother. I got you, because you my motherfucker. So here's looking at you, kid, because the world's a stage, acting like it got some damn sense. See, I am. Therefore, I think about everything but the kitchen sink that's on the brink of the verge's edge. But by the looks of it, it seems Houston may have a problem because all that glitters ain't gold, since there might be greener grass on the other side of the book cover, which shows how a small man can take a giant leap from mankind's step. Oh, and did you hear? Mother Goose's goose got cooked because it got loose in the gin and juice and it got its neck stuck in the noose. Just turn on the news. It's full of useless information. And now the scorned woman from hell is furious because money don't grow on trees, since it's a root of all evil, like most people who sit under church steeples. So if and Ann would butt out the conversation, perhaps maybe tell me where my peoples is at. Probably eating Kit Kats like Tic Tacs on TikTok, ticked off, doing the crip walk full of shit talk from ripped off after failing to try and try again because the success from just showing up is at 80%. So if the shoe fits, yell YOLO until you're stronger than what doesn't kill you, since there's no tomorrow to live like, especially when your 2 cents worth of beans don't add up to a mountain's molehill. Because when you blindly follow the blind, your mind fails to see the divinity of forgiving human error, which stands to unite the fallen who have been divided by those who came to see how they can conquer all. Long story short, this land isn't so free because bravery left home. And since we're not in Kansas anymore, I may just take Toto to Africa and wait for Dorothy to catch up because she's cutting the mustard. So I'm going to keep walking through the evil valley of all of my death-riddle shadows with no fear. To be continued. Or not to be. Wait, what was the question?
Ah, shit! Guys, unmute yourselves and give it up for Cozzy Coz!
My favorite. That was a
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
Yorick.
you, thank you.
Yeah, last line.
Yo,
thank you.
We all, you know, we experience effects in our life, right? Everything affects us. But guess what? Hey,
Wow,
thanks for
phone's
blessing
tripping.
us with that. We're real excited to hear your feature, man. Yeah, your phone's tripping out. Yo, you need to, when you go to do your feature you need to go up to McDonald's, free Wi-Fi, something, dude. I know you out in the mountains out there. You got internet like me, dude. Like we're rural. Like you need to go hit up a McDonald's free Wi-Fi. And yo, everyone in the McDonald's will be like, people will stay like, you'll earn McDonald's more business because everybody be staying like, holy shit, like order more burgers and shakes and stuff just to say. But you need to get in much better Wi-Fi because we don't want to miss a syllable out of what you got to say, brother. You know what I'm saying? So make sure
No,
that
I
you
feel
get
you. I
into a
feel you.
spot that's
Yeah.
lit, dude, because we want you on point, bro. Cause like,
No doubt. I have the best
and the
reception
lung
at the front of the
capacity you
house.
got is, yeah. All right, so you know where to stand. Are you gonna be cold out there? You gonna be freezing your ass off the spinach? All right, cool. He gonna take one for the team for.
No, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
You try to give him a heart attack?
But yo, Coz, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I love you, brother. I'm gonna hit
Thank
you up this
you.
weekend, hey, cause
Thank you. Love you too, my man.
I was talking to this producer that I met. I gotta tell you the story is funny too, man. It has, cause they fucked with me too, man. Like, but yeah. So with our collab we're doing and some other thing, I got some beats for us. So that.
All right.
We had M was coming up next. I don't know who M was, but they left.
Oh, that's my friend Mike, and he's not reading, he's just listening.
Well, he didn't have to leave.
No, he was just here to like vibe out, and I didn't. He didn't leave because of anything other than just.
Oh, cause
of
like
his own volition.
literally, it was his turn next. I was gonna ask him if
He
wanted
doesn't.
to
He
lead a
doesn't write
listener.
poetry. He was just here to vibe and listen.
Oh,
So
that's
don't
cool.
worry, it's okay. You
Well, I
didn't
hope.
kick him out. He felt
Yeah.
welcome. He
All right,
knows.
cool. I hope
He
that
just
I
wanted to
hope that
be in
he
the
had a wonderful
background with the
time.
camera.
Yeah,
Vibing.
I hope that he had a wonderful time and got to hear some inspiration. You know, maybe he becomes a writer one day. Who knows? But you know, all of us are writers, and some of us write about writing, And some of us visualize that, and some of us take that to a pinnacle. Someone actually dissects all types of writings and styles of writings, and then gives us these beautiful, sweet little reports on them. This person I'm talking about is a young man from the Philippines that goes by the name Amadeus, and um, I respect the respect that Amadeus has for poetry and for words and for different styles of poetry and people styles and that he brings forward and analyzes. And so Amadeus, if you could unmute yourself and bless us with some of these words, I would greatly appreciate it, brother.
Thank you for that, Thomas. I'd like to perform three pieces for today, and the first piece would be a riddle poem. It's in reference what you and Magus performed earlier. It's entitled "Cunning Enlightened Specters." We are everywhere and everyone. We come in plain sight and become no one. You see, we look for scapegoats, and we always evade consequences. And we have this beautiful appearances, and our words are with such eloquence. You know, we are very elusive. We slip through the lost fingers. Society is easily manipulated, but we never linger. Conspiracies were made, thus we became a danger. But we chose this path, and now trapped forever. You see, a deal to us is a deal to eternity, for we have seen the light and the divinity. Forever shall we dwell upon its flames, because our life in the end became one name. We are safe as long as we are under the shadow, and we hide under the name forever. But know that no one can be against us. Who are we, and what are we? So that's the first piece. For my second piece, this is a tribute to everyone here in Open Minds. So it's entitled A New Beginning. Hello to a new chapter, but goodbye to the past. A new beginning, finally, to become a better person at last. Poet or not, this is a new opportunity to come out stronger. Poets, this could be the moment our art becomes power. We yearn for more ideas this coming year, because I know I am, because it is now or never. Now or never, or become extinct. It's your choice, fellow artists. Evolution, elevation, or revolution are the keywords for this coming year. We will not stop. We will continue to grow. We will live on. Yes, we have a conquest. It is to take our art to another level. Excellence will be required rather than optional for the coming year. Art will continue to evolve, and it will be this group. So rise and rise again. This marks our new beginning. End of piece.
Yay!
Thanks. For my last piece is entitled Metaphysical Art. I was in a philosophy symposium this week, and the speaker said metaphysics and poetry cannot go together. And I was like, as a poet, I respectfully disagree, because metaphysics by definition is an abstract theory that has no basis in reality. And creativity can be based on fantasy, and sometimes fantasy can be illogical. So with that said, for my last piece, metaphysical art. Metaphysical art transports us far beyond the reaches of reality. Beneath the surface of canvas skies lies an ocean of hidden truths. Infinity lies with each brushstroke, as each stroke paints a world unseen, where colors dance in swirls of wonder, a realm where limitations cease to exist. Here, imagination knows no bounds and shapes defy gravity's grasp. An infinite expression of splendor, a kaleidoscope of dreams. In this realm of endless possibility, metaphysical art holds the key, breaking boundaries of time and space, where supernatural blends with grace, whispering secrets of cosmic proportions, for within them lies the power. As angels weep and dragons soar within these ethereal halls, a place where thoughts and emotions merge and creativity becomes pure muscle. Within these canvas labyrinths, we find ourselves lost in divine, a world where consciousness expands, painting not just what we see. In this kaleidoscope of profound, here the artist becomes the visionary. The path ahead may be unclear, yet faith in our abilities will lead. But like any journey worth taking, for every layer reveals more depth. So let us embrace this boundless art, form that shall take us far beyond the norm, connecting us with a universal truth, guiding us home, forever enthroned. Metaphysical art, ladies and gentlemen. End of peace.
Let's get metaphysical. Metaphysical.
Right?
Let me hear
like,
you and
like,
I talk.
yeah, like he's at this is supposed it's like the preamble of it, the inspiration behind that piece, and then the way you just crushed it. Like that's what I love and respect about you so much. Everybody, let's get metaphysical. Unmute yourselves and give it up for Amadeus.
Woohoo!
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Yeah.
Thanks.
Woohoo!
Oh, Thomas, by the
Yay,
way,
yay!
I have a visual poem coming up for this coming week, so I would be glad if I would, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you were in the room, but we're doing Monday nights now. Hosted by none other than the Magus, Gustav Sallas. So we'll do our Friday night normal show, and then we got the Monday night show too. Chaos Magic with the Magus. So
It's not yet
make sure
finished
y'all
though.
make it to me. And you've inspired me to do a visual piece. I actually didn't get a chance to tell you this either. I'm gonna be coming out with a visual poem soon, inspired by you, actually. So.
Oh, I'm honored. Thank you.
Oh, CC just showed up. Look at that too. I'll add him to the list here. Welcome, CC. Um, yeah, Amadeus. Thank you, man. Hey, thank you for existing on this planet at the same time as me, and thank you for finding your way here, where we could connect. I really appreciate the universe for that. My mom is going. Good night. Good night, Mama. I love you.
I love you. I had so much fun. It was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Have some sweet dreams.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Do 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 do.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, how can you not sleep good after that? Oh, we love you.
Holy
Mama.
shit, we got Dee Allen singing.
Yeah, right. He did that for my mom's, man. That's the I love Dee Allen. I respect Dee Allen. That's my brother right there, singing my mama good night song. Like, how beautiful is that? Welcome, CC. And yeah, welcome, CC. But coming up next, we got CP. So, CP Mays, yo.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
down with you on this thing about submitting to all these different publications. So when you find in them and stuff, link me, and I'm gonna come up with the set because you can't submit the same piece just in case they get put right. Like so, I gotta pick different pieces for each one, right? So yeah, send me all the ones you're publicating to, and I'm gonna do it too. Fuck it, right?
Let's
And
do
if
it.
they get accepted, then I'll leave them out of the book. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, let's
I'm
do it.
trying to release my first book by my birthday, but yeah, let's just put it out there, right?
Yeah, I think when you publish your book, if I'm not mistaken, you can be like, I don't know, page 3, 4th poem, and you can be like previously published in blah, 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 blah. Because I mean, you own it, it's your poem.
Yeah, it is my poem. All right. But I
Yeah.
mean,
I think, if I'm not mistaken, if it's
yeah.
in your book, not if it's published in a whole bunch of different.
Yeah, like different well, that's what I'm saying. I would pick a different piece to submit into each thing, but then
Right
on
on.
my book, I think I'll leave those out.
Right on.
You know, maybe at the end be like also seen in, you know. So then they get, you know, there's publications bought up and stuff. But yeah, hey man, I fucking love you, brother. I got a conversation that I gotta have with you coming up here shortly, possibly this weekend. If you got some time, hit me up. I fucking love you. If you could bless us with some words, I would greatly appreciate it, brother.
I have 2 poems to get at you, so I'm gonna start now. Shout outs to Mattie. You're a fucking animal. Like, you're a fucking animal. Like, you gotta
Right, like
believe that
fuck.
shit. You're a fucking animal. All right, here's a poem. Yeah, the first poem I'm gonna read is called Say Something. Rib cage all matchstick, heartbeat sparks flint. For all and forever fire and brimstone fiends, I fear when I get turned up and or get lit. Neither God nor the devil can turn me down and or tell me sit. I've been knocking on heaven's door with hard questions, so hard for so-and-so and for so-and-so and for so-and-so for so long that so many of my soul's knuckles now have dents. I fear I can't trade my dreams in for better ones, for the cars my dreams stay driven in still has dents when I'm half past casket. Veteran cemetery place half my ashes in inkwell in casket and let me pen poems on my way to heaven that angels can edit as I'm passing in my passing. Please place quarter ash in everlasting whiskey flask so sinners and saints can have added as they back and forth pass it. Just promise me, Lord, you let them sip and do it slowly. Matchstick every looking for Lord, you owe me. Matchstick every Lord, look Lord, with light soul me. Matchstick it with every refurbished halo holding, midnight homeless, lonely, stone high junkie. Jesus is hallelujah high with Jesus junkies. Let the Jesus junkies and junkies Jesus respect my ash to ashes. Beginning first empty blank page that come before Genesis's first passages. Use those first empty blank pages for the Bible starts and sprinkle in my ashes. Use them as joint or as to be blunt. Paper, sprinkle in the last quarter of my ashes and let your rhetoric roll up and get that font type of hallelujah, ha, Mattie, that sincerely you can add God for both of us, Mattie. How come he let Jesus get so stoned so much for so long that he died, Mattie? We've owned, borrowed, and I've been trusted with each other so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so for so many times. Others shared their skeletons with us. We've renovated, remodeled, and relocated them all out of pocket to now be housed in what is now our own skeletons walk-in closet underneath the doorknob. Of both our walk-in closets is a porch light. Whispering, shushing, shh, listen closely. It's a humming. Whispering to our loved ones, it's okay to come on in with all of your skeletons when you find yourself looking back at yourself running. We are the lost bow and arrow leg phantom twitch of an amputee's angel wing, stubborn, dedicated to still fly in another man's shoes. We are Mattie, telling time we are still becoming power wire acts, acting like when our pockets, Mattie, are fresh out of two flipping flying. Give a motherfucks pimping puppet masters won't still see us coming with untied shoestrings, still stunting. Mattie, let's take our worn out soul and go fucking hunting, Mattie. Let me quote you, Mattie. Don't tadpole me. The fly fish. End quote. Mattie, we worship salt water. It runs in our stomach, end quote, Mattie. I live in the deep end, end quote, Mattie. I came here to sing, end quote, Mattie. I came to cook up a spark and douse it in water, end quote, Mattie. I'll be spitting till they put me in the ground, end quote, Mattie. You should know this. I really, really fear when I get turned up and or get lit, y'all, neither God nor the devil can turn me down and or tell me shit. We've renovated, remodeled, and relocated everyone's skeletons all out of pocket and housed them now in what is our skeletons walk-in closets. We gotta keep our halogen halos and porch lights on, chica. Shh. Shushing. Hiss. Hissing. Hear him humming. I think someone's knocking on my casket's front door. Luckily, I'm not home yet, Mattie. We're still both out there running. End poem. Shout outs to Mattie and the feature.
I love you.
And I got a cover poem from another poet. That's all. And
Man, that was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
End quote, Mattie. Yeah.
Like in the beginning.
Yo, he shouts out some of her like, hey, dude, that's one of my favorite like tribute poems ever, bro. Like, cause I love the both of y'all so much, dude. And so like,
yeah, that poem makes me want to
that's
stay
one of my
alive, dude.
favorites. Right? Like that, I think that's what's keeping you alive. So that's why you healing off in fucking Chicago. You're following in the footsteps of Paul Skiff. You gonna end up like Paul Skiff if you heal yourself there in Chicago like he did. You gonna end up the next Skiff, and I see it. You gonna have to, he gonna pass the lightsaber over.
I love you, CP.
No problem. I love you.
Princess
Leia.
Leia.
This last one is a cover. Quick shout outs to Mattie again. Like I remember just briefly mentioned, and I think it was at this mic. I think it was in Open Minds when I was like, "Yo, I had a trigger for my PTSD, Marine Corps PTSD. I think it was firecrackers. I think that was going off for a holiday or something, and it triggered my PTSD in the Marine Corps. Like a lot of people don't think about fireworks on the 4th of July and all that, and what that shit can cause. And I just mentioned it in here, bled on the mic, didn't think nothing of it. Not to show slit wrists or pain for show. I just mentioned it just to let everybody know, check on each other.
Well, that's what we're here for. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but then me and CP talked until 3 a.m. and became best friends forever.
It was crazy. Here's the cover. And before I knew it, Mattie wrote a poem like to help me heal and did the bitch at an actual live open mic and sent me the video.
Hey. Yo, Mattie, I think your encore, cause he did that one. We want to hear the one you did for CP in the encore. Yeah, bet. Stick around for the encore, y'all. We got plenty more CP. We got plenty more artists in this house. Let's do this.
Okay, cover. Haven't read it yet, so I'm just gonna feel my way through it, and what naturally happens happens. The coroner will gut all the names from my body before I'm clean enough for the earth to take me back. Only am I beautiful in death, or while playing dead, I'm dying, forgive me. I want to know how come love's always left me wanting in confession. I would beg two things only, grace or mercy, grace or mercy, grace or mercy, mercy or grace. And God answer, you want more than you deserve. I mean, don't you dare quote the sacred text at my funeral. Don't say, Holy Father, the God who raised you up to be this way. So angry is the same one that brought you to your knees, asking, begging, just for him to withhold the fucking answer. Zeus can't stop touching his daughters and then condemning them to cursed lives. I keep reenacting my crucifixion, digging for the rib that made me woman in all the wrong men's chests. How is it that all the male gods can't stop fucking their children over? Sometimes my father would just hold me, his hands, the echo chamber. I'm the wet blanket. I need a good man like a hole in the head. Jesus Christ. I've let almost anyone play God for a night. When they finish, I get to speak. And were there no punishing gods? Instead, this pain would be allowed. The words I say would count towards where I'm going after this. Were this psalms for the children of men who rather nail their own kin to the cross that comes downstairs and apologizes for the mess of themselves? I could call this girl a church. God damn, that's a hard ass line. I'm sorry. I can call this girl a church. It's the starter of my speech, a communion way for each trigger, a commandment. Were this a song for anyone rising from their starvation years out of hunger, out of spite, where I desecrate and then made righteous again? You would call this body an altar, call this form I hold something more than a flinch, an apology. And could these words I write raise the dead in me? I have never gone to church. I've existed in an effigy to light outside the coffin. Were this mic a rosary and each bead a prayer where my tongue's holy water, then I could and incantation into thin air. Were the microphone a rosary, my body would be the cross you call Lord. You could call this container of rage where I live a rapture. I came by it honestly. All of this weeping and dread and grief and dread and all of this weeping, and maybe somewhere there is a man who won't meet my confessions with silence, but stifle a laugh, giggle and ask, is that it? Is that it? Who will meet me halfway? Even when I'm an unchaste, ungrateful, and unsaved, but my hands are healing, I preach to the voice memo in the phone, and it cauterizes me there before I became what I was made for, the sacrifice before I had to explain my skin, my pain body, my scarred up half-life. I was something before this. I was boundless form, what you call a god, before it was buried in the work of. Before you make any objections to my sacrilege, just know Jesus Christ would curse his father too for what he had to live through. Jesus Christ would love this shit. Jesus Christ would, whether or not you can hold the dirt of me, I don't need permission to speak any name in vain. Call it holy and undeserving of my love. Poem by Mattie, aka Baby.
Yo, what?
Wow.
That was a
Wow.
Mattie part though. I'll mute and give it up for Mattie and CP Maze, bro. What? Like,
What a surprise
Holy
ending.
shit.
Incredible.
Love
yeah.
hearing people's interpretations of other poems.
Wow.
Love covering poets.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
You know,
I
your
have to
breath.
ask you, Mattie, was that
Remember that.
inspired by CP?
Mattie just writes like a firecracker. That should not.
Yeah.
But like some, because I know you study theology or whatever, right? Like, and so like she brought like it sounded like some of the lines were inspired by you almost. Like it was like as if she wrote that for you to fucking recite it. Like that
You
shit
know,
was.
that is so odd. Voice in that piece is very shared between me and CP. Like there are like CP asked me to give him something to cover, and like that was the only one that I felt like this could be either of our voice.
It could have. Halfway, I'm like, wait, he does a cover, but I'm like, it's a CP
but the
line,
beauty,
and I still didn't know who it was from. Like, go ahead, Cece.
Yeah, no, it's just that I just got here and I missed the feature and I'm dying. You have to send me the link so that I could watch what I missed. But
It was good.
What for somebody to cover your
Phenomenal.
poem is one thing, but for you to receive it in the way that you did, because the power of CP to be beyond his ego of impressing or honoring somebody, and that's one thing to do it from the right place in your heart, but it's another thing to receive that somebody's covering your work, and the two of them are just fucking gorgeous on top of gorgeous and
And to
beauty on top of beauty.
preface it with
The
one of the
combined-
dopest
the
tributes ever
combined
written.
depth of humility and the combined depth of the honesty of where that kind of passion comes from unapologetically. The two together, it's just a fucking sacred combination. And I honor you both for
Thank
being
you,
your
CC.
role in that.
Yeah,
thank you, CC.
gorgeous on
you,
top of
CC.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Right. And that's a match made here in Open Minds Heaven.
Yep. We watch out for each other here. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing. I hate to spit and go, but I have to go do like I have to play Super Dad for like a little bit. So as soon as I'm done playing Super Dad, hopefully I'll be back and I can catch the rest of the second
Yeah, I
half.
think we're gonna rock for a little bit, bruh. So go do your thing. Fucking, we love you. Thank you so much for those beautiful on beautiful pieces.
Well, Maddie's gonna do an encore, yes?
Yeah. I think we're gonna go for a full second round again with an encore and everything. Cause like I'm chilling. I'm still somewhat awake, like I think we can go for a little longer. We got some new folks in the house. We haven't even, get to hear Zach's coming up soon. We got, I think we're gonna let this thing rock for a bit. So CP, thank you so much for them pieces. We love you. Go play Super Dad. We got Mattie Encore coming up. People in the house. We got old folk in the house. I can't even say that because I got gray in my beard too. I'm just playing with you, CC. I love you. Coming up next, we've got someone that my wife wants to have sit down and have a serious conversation with you. Catalyst. You haven't met her yet really too much, I don't think, on here, but she's the mastermind behind much of the creativeness, and she's really into psychology as well, and so
And just to throw out, because I found out that Magus is going to be doing an open mic on Monday, but the inspiration is that you do one of yours and one cover, from what I hear, and that you're helping him with the thing on that. So I want to give you both mad love for that. And I noticed the relationship between what just happened, an original and a cover. And we're gonna. You can cover anyone, but to cover each other too. It's gonna
and
be.
So that kind of theme has rolled through as soon as Magus says, "This is the way that I kind of see Monday nights going." Everyone kind of stuck to that too. There was quite a bit of original and covers, pretty much all night too.
Nice.
So
Thank you,
yeah, you're
Gustav.
showing up late, but yeah, that's the vibe we're on. And the
funny thing is,
I represent you. Represent the vibe. Yeah, you see it. You see. Say you wasn't even here, but you knew what was going on. Like, you got it.
No, I promised to watch a documentary about the Borealis forest up around where you are.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon, which I don't like to watch, but I watched it, and it's I can't believe what's going on and what that documentary covers. It's unbelievable where you are.
Yeah.
The Borealis forest and the story of the it's just
my
one
neighbor.
Of the,
Yeah, my
the
neighbor.
glyphosate was the trippy part. That's another story. But it's very important. The Borealis forest is a very important part of the human ecosystem. I mean, without it's just mind blowing. But the fact that they mentioned they're using glyphosate up there is just fucking. That pushed it over the edge.
Like, you have no idea, bro. I thought the logging industry made me sick, and then I found out what they were doing with the mining and stuff. And they're clearing entire mountains.
I'll try and get that link and send it to you. You should share it with.
I don't
your
even want
neighbors.
to. No, I don't even. Yeah, I should share, but I don't even know if I want to watch it. I hear.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Right.
It literally does.
Let me mute myself. You got to move on. We got people waiting.
Yeah, we got people in line here. I love you, CC. Forever in my heart, man. The boreal forest, any forest, anywhere. Dr. Faizan, what type of forest you got around you? What's the closest forest to you, bruh?
I mean, I live in a place called Forest Hills. Yeah, we got like Forest Park, like right here. I don't know if
Are
that's like a
there
real
any
forest though.
actual
An actual
forests, or
forest?
are they all the concrete forests? Yeah, that's fun. That's
No,
funny you say that because I used to live in like Deer Park, and there's not a deer in sight, right?
yeah, we can pretend.
Now I get deer in my front yard and shit. Like I'm out here now.
We got
Like,
parks.
but what parks? Okay, I'm not talking about park. What's the closest forest, natural body of trees around you?
I don't know.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah, you
Forest
gotta.
Hills, where? Boston area? Where are you?
Oh, I'm in New York. I'm in Queens.
Oh, no, this.
Yeah, there's not.
Exit,
CC knows, so he's like, yeah. Oh
Okay,
no,
I think it's exit 13 on New Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah.
I was
To
like
get to a
freaking
forest.
out.
Like forest. I mean, we got Forest Park, we got Forest Hills, we got Forest there, but forest, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing, but yet sad at the same time. But like as far as like, you know, what mankind has accomplished, that's pretty cool. Very aptly and ironically named, where you live, where you don't even know how close the closest forest is, and you live in Forest Hills. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you.
I'd like to do this one song because it's
Love you. We want to get you on a podcast coming up soon. My internet stable, CC. I need a mute. Go ahead. If you could bless us with some work, brother, I'd appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much. Damn, you guys, I'm just so floored. I'm flatlined. Thank you guys. But anyways, here we go. This piece is called Let My Truth Lie. I'm so sorry. I don't know how or what to say, but I didn't mean to scare you, to dare your fear, to wrap its barbed wire limbs around my sunken heart. I can't take off this diving bell, for the pressure here at my rock bottom is impossible to survive. Take this book of myths and go. Tell them you dove into this shipwreck of me. Too late. Save yourself. I won't let my burden weigh you down. What am I supposed to say? Yes, I need, but you can't help me. I don't need an ear to listen. I don't need to recount yet again and again the pain I'm living in. Stop trying to open me up. Stop telling me how much the world needs me or how much I'm supposed to feel I'm worth. I'm not going anywhere. I'm never going anywhere. I'm not going to give you any more false reassurances. I'm not doing anything but existing. I don't know what else to do, what else to feel, what else to write. I know only how to turn away and destroy every connection I've ever made where I revealed the story of my victimhood and gathered sorrow the way a reaper gathers the harvest. Don't you understand? I entered freely the line of fire because and my perpetual fire never runs out. How could I scorch such a beautiful soul? I'm afraid you might die because of me, because of something I didn't do at the most crucial moment. What if you need me and I disappear again into my well? I see a moon right above me, eclipse the opening towards the sky I can't enter, so please don't follow me into the dark. Please don't let me entangle your wings. I need you to be free. All the souls I've ever warmed by setting myself ablaze move on without a glance. So why don't you, who took what I so desperately gave? Don't you need me to stay here, forgotten by design, distant by default? If I let you touch my crumbling black hole vulnerability that I display for all to freely see and grieve, will I disintegrate into nothing? Will you pass through my spectral skin? Am I not already long dead, already killed? There is no coming back, no such thing as black magic. What's lost is lost. Why do I live if not for this? If not for you? For you, I must burn everything my death left behind.
Yo, I want you guys to unmute and give it up for him, but can I just say
What
something
ending
before
that was
that?
intense,
Yeah,
man.
when you read some of these poems, you put me in this like very weird, awkward, like tortured, like fucking just insecure, like mind space, and like and not much poetry can do that. Like a lot of people convey that sometimes, but like the shivering in your voice and the way you like put like you really like, and I don't know if it's because you study psychology or you know like when you read your poetry, it really like fucking pulls you into that like just that innocent, you know, scared fucking place, and I appreciate that. That's such skill, man. That's I not only I respect that. Like that's just dope, bro. Like I like what you're doing, man. I really do. Everybody, now if you would unmute and give it. I'm sorry I took up the time. I just had to say that. Like now if y'all
Awesome.
want to unmute and give it up for
Phenomenal.
Faizan.
Yeah,
That was
everything Thomas said.
amazing.
Phenomenal.
Beautiful,
Phenomenal.
powerful, moving,
Thank you
and
so much,
everything
guys.
else that Thomas said.
Thank you so much.
So you guys agreed, right? Like it's fuck, dude. Like
Yeah, it's a great tone of voice you worked with, you know, and I know that's very organic to your work and your persona and the piece. It was just,
yeah, it comes off
you
so
know,
natural.
yeah, very trusting too. So thanks for trusting us
Yeah.
to receive that. Yeah.
Doctor,
Of
you're
course.
like an MD though. People keep saying you're a psychology doctor, but you're actually an MD.
I'm a psychiatrist.
A
Oh, a
oh, okay.
psychiatrist.
Got
Yeah, so
it.
he's
That's
psychiatrist.
And I
powerful.
also do therapy. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is so cool. So it's funny because I was like, yo, he showed up like the one night he came, and then he came like 3 nights in a row, and then like he missed a night, and then he came, and then like missed a night, and then he came, and I'm like, yo, this Dr. Faizan dude, I love him. And my wife and I talk about you when we watch your video, and then we listen to your stuff, and I was just like this. I think he comes to these things and he's interested in poetry and stuff because A, it's a social experiment for him, right? Because he wants to see how his poetry is received, and then B, he's also hearing all the different sides and psyches of the different styles of the poet, who are people who are able to convey these very complex psychological states and topics and issues in a very clear, well received way, right? So it's for you, it's almost, I think it's like research. I mean, I know you do it as a hobby because I could feel that you're the realness, the sincerity in your poetry and stuff. Like I know you're not just, you know, fucking around, but like I also know that like it really probably must help you in your field, right? Like to understand the human psyche and the mind by listening to all these creative poets in the way that they express themselves. Yeah?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. But I will say that part of my impetus for getting into this field in the first place was for the sake of my writing. So, you know, they're like
Oh
yin and yang. They
wow. Okay,
they feed
okay.
into each other. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this has got to be an interesting place too, just from your knowledge, you know, just the knowledge you have about behavior, because it's, you know, a parasocial place. but it also has these really intense interpersonal dimensions to it too. You just hear it constantly. It's really what's up front here with what goes on between the individuals here. You just had this amazing example of CP and Mattie,
Yeah.
that's just this very intense interpersonal relationship.
Yeah, no, and that is really inspiring for me to absorb all of that, and when I do learn a lot, but I will say, I'm not, I don't come to like study people like their subjects in a research study. You know what I mean? It's I'm
Yeah,
just
no, no, I know,
experiencing.
but yeah, no, but I like the way you said it because I see the realness in you. I know that you're a poet at heart, right? And so I love how you put it. You were like, I didn't become like a poet after to help my psychology. No, no, I learned psychology to help my poetry writing. Like that's fucking deep, dude. Like that's dope. I got so much respect for that. Like that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I
Like
hear
that's
that
why
in
I
the work.
study psychology pseudo, on the side and stuff, but not.
Yeah, there's just a really intense balance in the work that I hear anyway between the sort of intellectual side and the very obvious emotional side. So you can't really separate that stuff unless you're going to dissociate yourself. Oops, sorry, I'm getting into too many technical terms.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's what we all about here.
exactly.
But
Oh,
we're
do we
gonna get
have
into more on that. Yeah, or
do
did
you have
you
time
want to
for
do
one
another one?
more?
We would actually love to hear one more. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right.
We'll just keep the conversation low on the next because we got Zach here who's been sitting patiently waiting for his turn, and he's a new timer here, so we got to give him a lot of love and hugs. But I'm sure Zach would love to hear another one from you too. So I think he's in it for the long haul. He wants to hear Maddie's encore. Like, yeah.
Okay. All right. One more. Okay.
Bless
This
us with some
one.
words, brother.
This one is called The Absurdity of Astrology. A ravenous bull is written in the language of mute stars. Your horns are gaps. On distant rolling hills they trod over noble gases. Have you ever spliced an atom with your bare hands? You hope those become my infamous last words, perhaps. I have nothing more to say or do except to lie about whatever it is I think might define me. Certainly not this celestial tundra obscured by yet another fresh sky. Stars have nothing to do but gossip to those divinely chosen on intuition's whim. May I be touched by your light. Please read to me the ever-changing poetry on my face that I could never decipher alone. You are the unspoken union of gaps in the darkness I call my childhood memories. Trace this with me then. My form is but a constellation of lighthouses stranded among your blind oceans. I'm gazing out at my North Star. Shit. Never mind. It's just an airplane, almost as lost as I feel. Ugh, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of these spaces and breaks and abstractions proclaiming their own pretenses of profundity. I never chose to become a writer, I think writing chose me. Yeah, that was so bad. I think I should delete myself. Writing chose me? What the fuck does that even mean? Am I purporting to say that words have their own consciousness? Well, guess what? They don't. Words are just things. I'm trying to string together these fragments I don't know how to express. Outside the window of a speeding train, everything closest to me blurs, and I don't know how to stop it, so I tend to gaze outwards to strangers and graffiti and the screech of some ungodly, demonic ghost spitting sparks at the grind of metal. But even as my body sways to a stop, the inertia is so heady that my thoughts are still sprinting right out of my skull like Tom Hanks' Forrest Gump, just running past every living and dead end zone, just until something snaps me back and I realize that I have no idea where I am yet again, because I'm not on a train anymore, am I? No. Right now, I'm on a page frozen like a fossil on the soil of empty space and the heavy gaze of you, whoever is reading this, and perhaps surmising some deeper bullshit meaning steaming off this pile of lovely, beautifully arranged ejection of regurgitated phonemes and phonics and phony fat fuckery dee-da-do Oh, look, a neologism. How clever am I? Done now? I think the poem wants to get off this ride, but no, I have more nothings to say. Welcome to my Montero meta soapbox, brought to you by your adulterated brain. Are the alarm bells ringing yet? With the ever-present tinnitus in your right ear chipping away at your sanity alongside the gigantic, unfathomable mystery of existence itself, or is that just me hallucinating my way back to a reality I can't ground myself in? Yes, I'm sitting, and you, my dear listener, are most likely sitting too, unless, of course, you're one of those health freaks who stands all the time, or who knows, maybe you're on a train reading this on the phone, or if you're anything like me, you wish you found an empty seat to scoop yourself into, but everywhere you look, it's people. And look, I like people. You must be a good person, a good, wholesome person with fine aesthetic taste and a penchant for poetry, because why else would you get this far? But hear me out. Listen, I mean, people can be cool, right? But like, what in the actual fuck is wrong with us? When you read the news, the headlines will seem to highlight the absurdly shitty and destructive and fear-mongering things that you hope to God you don't see today with your own two eyes. Because just hearing about the murders and the bombs and the hate speech and the accidents and the stock market and the legislators and the intimate details of famous twats who are automatically more beloved than the closest stranger because you've seen them on a screen before, and so you feel like you know about them and care for them as a result, unlike the schmuck who might ask you for $1 out of the blue, or the schmozzle who occupied that seat you were going to take, or the schmutniks publicly schmoozing right in front of you. And so, yeah, I mean, if you knew their names, that they ceased to be schmucks and schmozzles and schmutniks and schmidtstains and suspects worthy of narrow-eyed suspicion and everyday paranoid hypervigilance. My point, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary beings, is that we're afraid. And we might love or try to love as people on principle, or at least we say we do, but how can we not maintain distance and take careful precautions to protect ourselves when we are constantly reminded of and thinking about all the nasty, sadomasochistic, manipulative, shady, intolerant, malicious, harmful things that we know each and every one is technically capable of, and the shadow of which seems to completely obscure the compassionate and selfless and brave and caring and graceful and grateful and truthful and vulnerable and beautiful things that so many of us are convinced we're not actually capable of or unable to honor for fear of appearing weak and easy to take advantage of. So TLDR, I'm a Taurus. So thank you for listening to this fellow absurd being. I hope that you and I die dreaming some faraway day. But before that happens, I hope you know you are loved.
Thank you, fellow absurd being. Everybody, give it up. And give it up for our
Thank
Don't
you
know
for
if you
that
noticed it,
passionate
but the
citation. It was
video
awesome.
behind you was like so crazily juxtaposed with it was like work and overtime.
I appreciate that wish for to die dreaming some faraway day. I would like to offer that wish back to you and everyone here.
That's amazing.
Same. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You guys
Well,
are
that was amazing. I mean, I was walking around, but I heard every word. I didn't see the background, but it's the first time I heard you. That was nice work.
It's like the softest selling rant style I've heard in a long time. You know, you have this very classic rant flow going, but you do it in kind of a you don't want to, it's you know, you're not overselling it. It works so well.
Yeah. So much respect, man. Hey, we appreciate you. If you can't make it on Fridays, I don't know if you hear what I say. Monday nights, Magus is gonna be hosting. We're doing another show Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. We hope to see more and more of you. We love you. I want everybody right now in this room, because I know all of y'all. Wait, we got so much. Oh, the Mega's coming back. Everyone in here are good friends of Open Minds. I see, and we have a newcomer here, Zach, who I believe Mattie brought in. You came in with Mattie, yeah, and he's
Dude,
been
this is like
sitting
one
there.
of the most
Here,
incredible artists that I met at a workshop. This is Zach,
yeah,
guys. Give the
I'm
most
so excited.
warmest
Well,
welcome.
I've been watching him watch all of us, and I absolutely love you already. I haven't even heard you speak or anything, but I absolutely love you because I've been listening to poetry with you all night. I'm really excited to hear what you have to say. But yeah, everyone
This is
give
my
a big open
sweet
mind,
friend.
open heart, open heart. Welcome to Zach.
Welcome, Zach.
Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, God.
You're coming in with a high recommendation.
Yeah.
So lower our expectations and then go. That's my humor.
I
Thank you.
appreciate
There's the
y'all having
laugh.
me.
That's the laugh I was looking for. There you go. Now you're in my heart. You're good.
I appreciate y'all having me. I'm up in the upper Northwest, Bellingham, Washington. I don't really read for people very often, so bear with me through this. But been meaning to come to one of these for a while. When I saw Mattie was the feature, I couldn't miss it. So here you go. A renaissance man of self-destruction, watching people who truly cared slip through my tattooed fingers. Because I only opened the door of my mind, putting the rest of me in a glass case. I refuse to break it, especially in emergencies. I snuck off to my hermit tower so I can play whack-a-mole with happiness. The addict in recovery dons robes of purifying flame. I'm never going to be the same. Thank goddess. I'll be riding my hobby horse side saddle toward backward sunsets, blowing a kiss to the past I left behind. Yet, I still hold the cliches of existence right next to this rose on my chest. Something so basic, attached to a priceless treasure. I spent too many years circling these marks on a page. They became my new scratched up mirror, clear of residue. Staring back, someone I once called square. Still, I shine like the tinfoil I got too familiar with. Concrete wings I have, smashed into angel dust. I'll still line them up. Old habits die hard. Gotta say goodbye to the sky, though. Let my roots dig deep in the rich soil of potential. Bend with the winds of normalcy and dance like a willow. You'll never catch me weeping. I'll do that shit in private. After diving headfirst into a pool, not yet ready for my commitment, I'll climb up 6 feet from the bottom of my heart. Again, smiling. Simply grateful to greet another day. It's something I never thought I'd say. I'll be planted and stoic, still dreaming of that sky.
Wow, Zach.
Yeah, 101.
You just picked Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
There's a lyric
You
writer
got
in that,
another
man.
for us?
I'll work with
There
you on
you
a
go.
lyric. There's a lyric writer in that, man. I mean, I didn't want to play guitar. I never wanted to touch a piano, and I still don't want to sing and perform. But there's a lyric writer in you.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I can give you one more if you'd
Zach,
like.
yeah, if you got another one for, I would much.
All right. The Hermetic Order, following a secondary Horus, searching shadows for a symphony, eloquent in its darkened beauty. Trust falling into the abyss, she catches me triumphantly. The sigh of ages, heard across the 7 seas, my lungs expel, is what, as my legs finally rest, running in place no more, a light at the end of the tunnel, green, humming, it says, simply, exit. The chorus of strings, they call me, my symphony, it waits among its light. This is the last time I run. Just a quick small one for you.
Thank you so much. Yo, welcome to Open Mind, Zach. Everybody on mute and give it up for Zach. Give him another welcome.
Very, very welcome. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and
got
please
people,
come back.
people who will believe in you here,
Yeah.
and in a way that matters.
Welcome home.
Good
How about that? Yeah, yeah. Welcome home.
And there's something about being old, which I don't even think I am. I think I'm like 8, but to see
Monday, if you
talent
can make it
and
back, put your Instagram in the chat, please.
to see talent, it's like there's so much about the responsibility of art that is really hard to see when you're at the threshold of even believing it yourself, in yourself. And so you can make it through one. There's lessons behind here, and the reason I'm saying is because places like Open Minds open mic and the community thing that's happening here is a family you don't want to leave. No, and fame and popularity and success is bullshit compared to that love. So that's my
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you all for having me. And as I believe Thomas was your name, it's good to be home. So thank you.
Zach, hell yes. You're gonna come next week. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Love you.
Yeah, thank you. Love you.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much, Zach, and welcome home, man. Coming up next, we got Whisper Poet and Whisper Poet. I love you. You see the smile? I'm smiling because of you. You even said you came in when I was a little upset. Yeah, you're like, something's wrong. Thomas is always smiling. He's the light of the room. Like something's wrong. And then you see me a few days later, I changed my perspective on things, and I was smiling again. So
You did. You flipped your script.
I did.
So before I read, Mattie, I am so happy to see you. And I wrote this down. I'm gonna get a little emotional here, but that's okay because God knows y'all have seen me cry.
I'm so happy to see you too.
When we first met you, like right away, you had a place in our hearts from that very first night. But the Mattie that we met then was so fragile. You were like an emotional burn victim. You were so fragile and hurting. The Mattie that we saw here tonight, you're feeding your spirit, you were feeding your body, giving love to people you love. You're still feral, but you're no longer fragile. You are the feral warrior that I saw inside of you that first night. You are so beautiful in your healing. And I'm privileged to have seen you evolve. And I'm so happy that you're doing better. No, thank you. You're
That was so
amazing.
nice. Thank you so much.
Honey, you brought out every protective instinct I had in me. I just wanted to just hug you and wrap you and love you and help you heal. And I'm just so excited to see you doing well.
Thank you.
And I planned for what I was going to read tonight, and I changed it because you inspired me. So I am going to read a triptych, and then I am going to read the one that I want to read for you. So thank you, Nemo. We're all addicted to triptychs now.
Nemo. Hey, we should feature him one time, Gustav. I think we should feature him.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Flowers, tiny buds of me. I tend them with honeybee ecstasy, and am so sad when they wither and die. I keep my poems in my suitcase. I think I need my thoughts to be portable. If I've learned nothing else since I upended my life the way I dump out my handbag into the floor when I can't find my anything, it's that nothing is set in stone. My bag is designer, but the pile on the floor is straight out of the Big Lots bargain bin, and I don't know if I'm coming or going. So I keep my poems in my suitcase because I need my heart to be portable. What is it about pharmaceutical company pens? They look like cheap crap, but they write like a dream. It's the craziest thing. Actually, people are like that too. They look like they're out of ink, and then you discover they're a freaking awesome human. If I was a promotional item, I would probably most likely be a koozie, but what I really want is to be a pharmaceutical company pen.
Fucking love that one.
All right,
That
Mattie.
was awesome. That was awesome.
This one is for you. This is for you. This is called The Morning Glory, and I wrote this on Mother's Day. I am a weed grown from the root of my family tree. Heartwood strong and born from the DNA of the women who toiled and bled and pulled life from the soil of the gardens they planted to keep us fed and rooted in the knowledge of who we are and where we came from. Weeds abide when everything else gives up and dies. Try to chop us from the ground, but we go deep, and the roots of us are all around. From the rich black soil of my grandmother's garden, my bones grew long. This ancestral ground made me strong. It is the refuge where I gave witness to my own failures and crimes. And when I fell and broke my own heart and tore it to shreds, I cast it into that garden of my ancestors' love, sure that it was dead and beyond hope. The DNA doesn't lie, and their ashes gave rise to the flower weed that survived, a pink petal phoenix bathed in the dew of my mother's tears. I am a flower born from the stalks of love my mother's mother's mother planted into the chromosomal plasma of my existence, the recipes of love and life and heart tattooed on the lining of my veins. My blood pumps with the wisdom they bequeathed. This ancestral gift is my foundation. It is my armor and salvation, my lifeline and my destination. I am the morning glory in my grandmother's garden. I am the daughter of my mother and the mother of my daughter. I am a warrior descended from wise women. My roots are strong and woven into the melody of my crone song. And one day the daughter of my daughter will find her strength in our garden. She will dig her toes into our generational dirt and feel the branches of our tree sheltering her. And there among the bones of her matriarchal line, the morning glory will bloom and she will shine. I am Whisper.
Oh, baby.
What? Unmute yourselves
Thank
and give
you.
it up for Whisper Poet.
That was beautiful.
So powerful, Whisper Poet.
I really
Amazing.
appreciate those opening words too. What you said.
Yeah, those opening words, that was almost a poet, like a freestyle
It
poet.
was.
For
She
real.
freestyled with it too. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, when it comes from the heart, sometimes the words just flow out, right? And they just
And
sound.
20
Thank you,
something years ago,
Whisper.
I wrote Whisper the Poet is a poem in this book.
Ah.
I read it last night at the, if you listen to the rerun of New Eurekan from Thursday, if
We'll
you
have
want
to
to
check
hear
it
that. I
out.
rarely read it.
I'll have to check that out for sure. All right, thank you so much, Whisper Poet. Coming up next, we got Principe. And I believe Principe said their account got hacked, so it's now at Junior Principe. If you could post a new link or let us know what's going on with that, Principe. If you could bless us with some words and let us know what's going on with your IG, because we love to follow you. And you said last week that it got hacked, and I seen too. I got you out in the new one, but let everybody else know where they can follow you at.
Actually, I got my account back. Actually, yeah, I recovered it.
Could you pronounce your last name really slow for it? Is it Guity?
It's Principe Giddy Jr.
Giddy. Got it.
Giddy. But so you got your original account back?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. All right.
Tonight I'll be reading 2 poems. The first poem is called 151 Rum. And I take this righteous, right, as I take this righteous rite of passage, I reflect upon the past. Indeed, it's a task. I'm learning and living life, trying to undo ancestral addiction that afflicts deeply. When I sip alcohol, I do it sparingly. Spare me a strong nug of it on my spirit, spearheaded by reminders of others, opiate negative experiences, experiences causing problems, laundry list of luring liquids, crawl and fall near my thoughts of reflections of the past that passed me not mightily, that passed me that thoughts of my thoughts of reflections of the past that passed me mightily. That's not the only addiction. Count in the porn and the sex. That's on me. The former before the latter. In the middle of my heart, like playing Ring Around the Rosie. The stumbling on stony steps of addiction because I have been afflicted. Then I read another poem. It's called.
I would love for you to read another poem.
It's a samurai, I believe. It's kind of like a haiku. Running water in my hand creates life in others that are in great need. That's the last one. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. I love that haiku. Everybody unmute and give it up for Principe.
Thank you, Principe Giddy Jr. Yes, got to pronounce
Yes,
that.
thank you.
I never knew how to pronounce it. I'm
great.
glad I asked.
Giddy
Got to
Giddy.
get that respect. You know,
Yeah,
I see you
Principe
holding
Giddy
that book.
Jr.
I see he's at the end of that book. He's like, I
Oh,
have
he
3 banana boxes end to end with wire bound before I even started typing on computer. So keep writing.
I asked Principe one day how many of them, because I always see him with he fills like the salt and pepper ones out. He fills them all up. And he got a bunch of Principe. How many books are you up to right now? Like just poems and
I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided yet. I'm still
not
working on it.
decided. Yeah, how much? Not mean that not that you're gonna publish, but like
Right.
how many of those notebooks like do you have like with
2
yeah, you
right
got
now.
two.
Yeah, you're gonna have like 200. Keep going.
Yeah.
Because you
Keep
got
that
the
pen
right
on fire.
seed.
Yeah,
You're
keep
on the
that
right
pen on
path.
fire.
Yeah, Thomas has got you.
Yeah, man. Thanks, brother. We love you, man. Thank you so much for that.
Welcome.
Coming up next, we've got Frogg Corpse, my boy Frogg. Yo, Frogg, I think to start round 2, I'm gonna read that prose. I didn't read the edited prose for you, I don't think. So I think I'm gonna read that for you on the encore. But yeah, coming up next, we got Frogg Corpse. If you could unmute yourself and bless us with some words, I'd really appreciate it, brother.
Appalachian Yule. Frigid air pours into the treetops. A precipice of solemn vow waltzes on soft footsteps in the wild. Calming breeze approaches, inept in the ways of the forest. Yule composes a sonnet of earth and life. A nestled heat of vast distance, hawks and squirrels circle. A resting deer approaches, closing the gap in the distance. Lights now flicker here and beyond. People moving here like the season, a humming heat of winter seat provides comfort within a home and space between a blink and a tear, catching feelings that moat my repose. I hold my own within the hand of someone I once loved, and in protest I contest here with this lament, pen and ink, in winter's green, paints Kincaid's residence. This next one one I wrote last week. Das Krampeslauf. The horn wind stamps along the burn, descending from the Inselberg. The bell-strung crook with jingling hooves toppled talus that the glaciers push. By alpine yew through the passes strewn, a marauding clop echoed on one frigid night, with black shell coal painting Bernina's photo, old scratch winks with a mold mug of spice. The Hephaestian maker, the old mountain shaker, the basket weave slaver of the lay, turning bone into brine across the valley side when snatching screams from Rome to Rhine. Old farm fields remain where the youth once went dancing under the eve of a tawny sky. Now their shrieks inflamed by the root and cane teach a lofty lesson on Krampus night. Thank you.
Yeah, what a holiday piece, bro. Thank you for that so much, Frog. I fucking love you. Everybody unmute yourself and give it up
I
for
can't wait to
Frog.
read.
Frog,
wait to
I
read your
love that
work.
Krampus poem.
Love a good Krampus.
Yo, buy his book.
Yeah, Frog, yeah.
He's got the hard copies
Dude, that was
available, I think,
terrifying. I
now.
loved
Like,
Yeah,
right?
Frog,
That
put your book in the chat
yeah,
there.
link up the thing, man. Like,
I will
this
go
is if
broke
you're
for
gonna
that
buy
one.
yourself a fucking Christmas present, this is the. Hey, if you guys, anyone here in this room, if you guys want to give me a Christmas present, um, get a book from Frog, but let him know it's from me so he can sign it and do a little thing and
Yeah,
and
that's
then mail it
definitely
to
the
me,
deal. It's got to
and
be
then get
signed from
him.
you.
Yeah, if y'all want to get a pitch in, do whatever, email link up, later or whatever. If you guys want to do
That
something
was
for
very spooky.
me,
I love it.
I'm here every Friday for you guys. Like, if you guys want to do me one Christmas present, I would love to have Frog Corpse's book, like, signed by him, like a book that he gives me. Yeah, I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah,
'Cause I just love Frog.
I don't know if I can do that because the pennies are low, but send me your address and I'll Christmas you this.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
in Canada, bro. It's
do it.
international
Just do
shipping.
it. Just do it. Don't make me say it twice.
All right. I got you. I got you. Fuck, where we at now on the list? Principe, Frog, right? Kristi Scribbles, CC, and then me. Kristi, thank you so much. Coral's gone now, but she was. Oh no, Coral's still here. Yeah, like, yo, Coral's been chilling. She came back, or they came back. We've been having a great time. So glad that you've been coming out. Uh, I would love to hear. CC on it. Okay. Yeah, like, yo, what? Thank you for Coral. Thank you for being you. Coral writes, Kristi Scribbles, like Dee said earlier, we want to hear like a duo feature or some. We're thinking next year. That would be dope. Like Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you could bless us with some words, I'd really appreciate it.
Ah, yes. Hello, Coral. What a beautiful soul in this world. So I'm always excited when I show up and you are here. I love when worlds, collide, right? Like, isn't that what life is about?
Fuck yeah.
Okay, here we go. Haven't been here in a while. This is my plea to the world. So let's fucking go. I cannot turn away. I cannot turn away. Cannot turn my head away, away, away as the world's atmosphere seems to sway. I cannot turn away. I will not turn away to the things that I must face. I will not turn away. I will not give in to the sway of the masses of the world that I'm currently floating around in. The particles of me are floating and swaying as the collective tide slowly rolls around, in and out, all of the energy simultaneously rolling and shifting all over the entire planet. I cannot give in to what they want me to bend the narrative to the story that they want to create. Must not turn away, must not turn away. As the energy sways, I must not look away. I must look here today. I must see how it plays. I mustn't bend to their ways. We mustn't bend to their plays of division and hate. Division of us, the people, all of the people, of all of the planets, of all of the humans, of all of the earth. We must not look away. We must not allow them to play with our heads, with their illusions of a story that lies in our demise. The look in their eyes as they paint the picture they want us to see, they want us to be divided. Are we giving our power to them? Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see? The ones in control of the money, of the narrative, of the media. They keep us in hate. They keep us in silence. They keep us in ruins so we don't rise up and ruin them, ruin the systems they receive their money and power through. It is them against us, my friend. Not you versus I, them against us. The people, the humans, humanity, we are tired, you see. We are struggling, all of us, as a collective. We can't buy food. We can't buy health. We can't buy ourselves time to mourn, to rest, to heal. We must pay our bills of our bodies, overworked, underpaid, overlooked, looked underwaged, the toll we all pay. When groceries break the fucking bank, and those in charge bank the wars, the genocides, the killings, the bombings, the savings of the banks and the corporations, as our food breaks the bank, as the water breaks my bank, as I struggle to balance it all. As we all struggle and we ask for help on both sides, we ask for healthcare, yes, healthcare, the thing so many of us need, that we were brainwashed that we shouldn't receive. Health is life, life is love, and money is given for weapons, for war, for the rich to get richer and the poor to stay suffering. We cannot look away. We must all stay. Let's not look away. All of us. Let swords fall to the ground and let us be found in the humanity of staying. I do not believe in violence. I do not believe in killing. I do not believe violence is the answer, and that is okay. To believe violence is not the answer is okay. I believe in freedom for everyone and no longer looking away. It is feeding my every day as I scroll through my screens. The screams of the children, the horror that we fund, We must fund no more. We should help fund peace, fund healthcare and community and humanity, and just not killing of children, the innocent. They are innocent. All killing is wrong. All violence is wrong. What more is there to say? Can't we all just agree on this one thing? I have enough. No more division, no more killing, no more genocide, no more me versus you, but us versus them. To stand together, to demand together. Money for healthcare, not war. Money for communities, not genocide. Money for groceries and clean water and clean air and student loan forgiveness. Wasn't that fucking promised? How about enough? How about enough? Don't look away. Just look here today. In my eyes, in my voice, in my words. Because peace can be heard. Peace can be heard. And it's never too late to stand together, to fight together, to change this world together. Together we must stay. Together we must stay. We will not look away. We will not look away. We must never look away. Thank you.
What the fuck? I think that was the greatest poem ever recited. Like, Holy shit. That was amazing. Everybody, unmute yourselves and give it up for Kristi Scribbles. Like, you just fucking nailed it. Like, what? Like, right? Like, you just, whatever words that humans needed to say in order to save themselves, like, you just did it. That was fucking dope as shit. Like, that was probably my favorite pieces from you ever. Like, that was so good.
It was really important. It was really important work of art, especially the part where I don't know how anybody else heard it, but that we're responsible for our own muting of ourselves when it comes to the collective narrative. Not just, it's not about. I mean, I abstracted that because I just wrote a piece. Now I got like 15 pieces that I could pick from after all the inspiration I've heard since I've been here. But there was something you did that was sacred in there about taking responsibility for not participating in us being brainwashed or something like that. Yeah, I heard the passion said that. I want to hear it again.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, coming up next we've got CC. It looks like he's sitting at the fucking Ivory Keys over there, and I believe I'm looking at the list. I think it's you, and then I'm gonna do a little piece, and then Mattie for the encore, and then maybe you and Mattie can do like a duo with the pianos and the poetry.
Oh God, if she's willing to give it a shot, I don't know. I could always, I would never say no to trying, even if it fucked up. I would.
It's worked a few times. We've tried this before and it went pretty well. I
kept it minimal. As long as I can keep it minimal, yeah.
Yeah.
Which upright bass is the poet's best friend to get going on that, because then you learn to sync. But if you could ever perform and you had one choice, find somebody with an upright. That's a poet and an upright.
I'll be on bass and Jane spoken word.
Yeah.
They do great work together.
Yo, the feature they did for us.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm so excited to go to New York just to meet Jane, and I'll be like, fuck, dude, like that's fam right there, man. For sure. But yeah,
Okay,
I'm sorry, CC, yeah, if you could bless us with some words, I'll greatly appreciate it, brother.
All right. I kind of want to read this. The other day I went to a workshop, which I hardly ever do, and you were given 12 minutes to write one piece of fiction. And I'll do that, and then I'll try a song. There's so much I want to do for Mattie and what I heard. But based on what I did, this is a very, very fast version, I think, of something that just happened. It's a little work of fiction. I don't know if it's any good, but I learned from writing this and reading this in a circle of about 8 people around a round table inside a library, the difference between doing this on a Zoom call and doing this in a room with live people. And because twice something happened while I read it live that can't happen here. So if you get a chance to go live and you haven't, do that. The prompt, so to speak, was something lost, something found. And the story she told before, it was about a tomato in space that disappeared for a while and came back from a space station. I don't know what the hell that means, but let it go. There was a ball, and there was an eye. The war was raging, and half the population of the southern hemisphere was thought to be dead, and the death toll was reeling on. The mainstream media was going on and on how to cover the event, when suddenly the news broke coast to coast, radio, TV, internet, and print. The across-the-board coverage was 100%. Not a word about the war could break through. The breaking new news story was about a guy named Santa. He was found standing over a reindeer with a semi-automatic machine gun and wearing an NRA t-shirt. The stock market suddenly rebounded. I looked out the front window, and there was the ball. And I said to myself, see, this is what happens when you take your eye off the ball. I hope you get that, but it's very similar to what we just heard about media and interpretation. I tried to embed it. So I there's so much I want to do, but I should just, Mattie, one of these days, I just want to meet you, and I'm just going to play you some songs, because there's like 10 I want to play. I would just have a private concert just for you. But I'm going to do, based on a compilation of everything that I heard, this thing that I wrote way back, and then worked on it again in '07, and then turned it into this year on piano for the first time, and it's still being worked on, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I'll hit some notes, but I like this one. It's called The Future of Water, if I can pull it off. I might back myself out of this. I don't know. Water, the future of sunlight, the future of air may we breathe, the presence of our hands, the presence of our words, the present is our thoughts, our deeds. So what are we doing to this world's tomorrows, to our universal earth seed? Do you think our fears claim right, and an eternity of God fights to damn the diverse human being? Why damn the future of water and sunlight and air? Why reign over life to only leave our ruins here? Children will come into all that we leave them, as slavery, waste, and machines. The children will come to be ways that we rear them, with righteous, safe fears and disease. The diseases of water, the diseases of sunlight, the disease in the air we believed. The presence of our hands, the presence of our words, the present is our thoughts, our deeds. Let me do that line again. The presence of our hands, the presence of our words. We deny, we kill, we fuel killing with greed. That's the line. Morning is coming, we're hungry and thirsty. And why? Why should we let the few bottle the waters of life? Why kneel while the gods of greed take us down extinction's way? as if sharing means not enough natural resources for all. Till the future of humans means warring is all we're good for. The future of water, the future of sunlight, the future of air may we breathe. As the presence of our hands and the presence of our words see the present of our thoughts, our deeds. May we breathe. And then you sing along, may we breathe.
May we breathe.
Breathe. May you breathe. There you go. Let us breathe.
Let us all breathe together now.
Now breathe. Again, oh man, do this for me.
Come
Yes.
on, baby, let's breathe, baby, let's
Here we go
breathe.
again.
Come on.
May we breathe. Take it away, Thomas.
May we breathe.
May we breathe.
May we breathe.
There you go.
May you all breathe.
Let us breathe. Come on.
Let us breathe.
There it is. Now breathe.
Let us breathe.
Oh, we're just getting warm. One more time. Come on. May we breathe.
May we breathe.
Woo! Yeah. May you
Yeah.
breathe.
Get it, Mattie.
May you breathe.
May you breathe.
There she is. Oh, yeah. Let us breathe.
Let us breathe.
Now breathe.
Love you.
CC.
Oh my God.
Maddie, you're
Everybody,
back in studio now. You're in.
mute.
I
Give
love
it up
you.
for CC. What a dose.
CC!
For that, I'm
Yeah.
breathing.
It's a good lyric. It's a good lyric. It's got a. I love that old
Yo,
song.
so like one of my favorite musicians is CC Arshagra, and he has a few songs that he sings that are just like that one right there. I haven't heard that one before, but now that's one of my favorite songs now. Like it's that and that love that, but it's not the one that you played, but I like the one that you played the other day that you thought that was the one I was thinking of, but wasn't the one I was thinking of. It's the other one. It's like love. Fucking
I
that
want.
let it breathe.
If you want,
Anyways,
do you want another one, or
you
is
were
it
one
wrong?
we're gonna try to loop around because a lot of people are
All right,
dropping out and we want to hear Mattie Encore, but we're gonna come back with
I
you.
want to do sometimes.
Yeah, you're gonna close this out.
Thank you, Maddie, for
Yeah.
singing, man. You made
Oh my
my
That was
God, that
great.
was so sweet. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for playing. That was beautiful.
I'm gonna
Thank
do.
God.
I got a concert for you. I need someone to practice on. You're it.
CC,
Yeah, we're gonna connect.
how about we do
All
a
right.
featured of you in March?
That's like you just read my mind.
I have a March slot open. I just started booking people for next year. We've got people lined up. We have a March slot open. We'll work it out, whatever Friday in March works for you, because right now we have no one in March, and
Cool.
we'll march on from there. Because I would love
All
to hear
right.
just a full set, man. Like fucking the whole night. Like you'll play piano and everyone will read their poetry to you. Play
I've
like
never
we'll make it a
done a full
CC.
set.
Yeah, you know how the features go here too. Like everything was inspired about like what Mattie was talking about, and then what we were talking about with the continuations and how we wanted to do Magus's shows with the reading other poetry and doing
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah.
Like that whole. So your feature, we would just have music.
I like to
and
mix it
poetry
up with poetry and lyrics, but I've never done a full set anywhere of just music. So I'll mix it up though. Yeah. I love it. I was just starting to think I should start doing 24. I think I mentioned it way back that You just let it go, but 24 looks good. But thank you. Yeah.
Maddie, you're going to sleep. Hold on. Did you hear this
No,
prose?
Maddie's got to do
I
it.
wrote
Maddie's got to do an encore. She can't.
No.
She's just getting sleepy. I was just gonna read a poem and she was gonna do an encore, but I think she wants to go to sleep.
I'm so sleepy.
I know you traveled. You were. She drove like 72 hours across.
Dude, we drove across the country
When
in
did you
2.5
get there?
days.
When did you get there?
2 days ago. We drove cross country.
Oh, so you're still
in-
fucking. You're still like recovering
Been a
from the
lot.
from the
Dude,
trip.
I buried my cat and then like
Oh,
traveled across the
yeah.
country and then
I love that
like
first
it's
poem
been
too,
a
where you
lot.
mention it. You're like,
Where are you? What coast are you on
Chicago,
right
in
now?
Chicago.
And like that's what you had.
Okay.
In Chicago. And which is where Paul Skiff went when he needed a hiatus and healing, and like what Maddie's going through, like the same exact shit. Like Skiff was there, like not even too far, and like a few neighborhoods over from where she's at. And so it's like I'm like, holy shit, that's how you become a Jedi. Like you go heal yourself in Chicago somewhere, and like so Maddie's gonna be the next Jedi Master. But yeah,
right.
we
And
love
Mattie,
you.
my
Thank you
website
so
is
much for that feature.
Arshagra.com. Shoot me a message and we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to you guys.
You're
what
muted,
you and
Mattie.
Gustav is going to do it Mondays. I love that inspiration.
Yeah, Mondays. Neo's not gonna be around, so we feel we're gonna fill that spot. The community is gonna need a place to go, and who better to host it than Magus? With the Open Minds family, most of y'all are all from New York, anyways. Like
the man who believes in us all.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Elemental pushing it. You seen CP jumped on the phone with Elemental. He lives right around there. He's like 10 minutes away from Elemental. CP could.
I can't
drive up
believe it.
and
I thought they were
push
both
the
in
Monday.
New York.
I knew
They're both in Houston or Dallas.
Yeah, Houston. I thought like I knew CP was in Houston, but I always thought Elemental was in New York.
Yeah, see?
Just because he hosted in New York and like he was there and like I don't know, he just has a New York look to him, right? Like, and then I found out, and CP's like, no, dude, I found out he lives like 15 minutes away from me, so I fucking went over there and I grabbed him and I gave him a bunch of beer and barbecue and we fucking wrote poetry and made magic happen, and I was just like, what? Like, fuck yeah. Yeah, Elemental's this shit, man. I loved all the things he did. Good night, Maddie. She's out of here. All right, so
good night, Maddie.
I'm gonna read a piece and then we'll probably loop around.
No, we're
for
good.
round
We're good.
two.
We're good. Whenever.
All right, so I wrote this.
There's
is
still
CP
one more
here?
poet? Is there one more poet before you?
Oh no,
or that's
CP
it?
left. Is I'm closing this out here with it. If I mean we might loop around. I was hoping for a Maddie thing, but I mean we got people here that I'm sure are down to read. Like I want to hear more of Hayes. Like
You know what's going to happen on Thursday?
Zach here's again. I want to hear.
Elemental is doing on Thursday is when it ends. He's sticking around for a little kumbaya kind of an open mind thing, and he's experimenting with that. So if you show up late on a Thursday, at the end,
yeah.
he's shutting down the stream, and we're just like open conversation. It's magic.
Kind of how we do here. We call it after hours. I'm recording right now, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop the recording now because it's about 9 o'clock. We've been going for 4 hours.